Peace, 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 peace. Peace and blessings to all the American Aborigines. This is your brother, Aboriginal Power. Hopefully, everybody's having a beautiful, beautiful day. Hit the like button as you come into the live stream. I got a fire bill lined up for you guys. We have Dr. York's daughter talking about her incident, how Polight tried to kill her, how they scammed her. And we're going to get into a lot, man. We're going to get into King Simon. We're going to get into all that. So I want y'all to hit the like button and share this on all your social media outlets. Y'all know how we're going to start this thing off. Appreciate y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Drop some fire emojis. Let me know y'all can hear me loud and clear.
Stack that bitch up, Mike.
Drop some fire emojis.
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized.
Let's go.
The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize. Yeah. Slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sperm. You got white privilege, so you don't need sperm. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. Europe named after a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the Nuki got voice coming out the speaker. Cut off trees and made us weaker. Lay they phone on the shit get steeper. White don't know what white come from either. I'm Aboriginal.
We come from the ether.
We don't know us and our land and it's evil. We ain't colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this white gang like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they ain't working in management. Low down dirty, but they call us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no rich, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Been like I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black troll ain't working, take you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us the Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Stripped us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Seeing copper color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you called us stingy. Ain't no Democrats there to get a pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, we can't remember who we are, just like Simba. Now they got a vaccine on that in us. George Washington is the ninth president, look it up. United States only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authority, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a strong man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killers still walking around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. You was told in reverse, I've stated. You should impress somebody, gotta say it. Say out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's history. History, it's history. History, that's history. History, it's history. That ain't my story. History, it's history. Probably ain't your story. History, it's history.
Let's go. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Make sure y'all get some fire emojis in here. That's the brother Threads 3000. That's THREDZ 3000. Shout out to that brother, man. Y'all already know, man. Let's get into the next one. It's your brother Trey Ali. Let's get it cracking, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I got a fire bill for you guys. If we don't get 200 in here, we might not even get the exclusive. Let's go. Paper on paper, man. They ain't really kill us. They just try to kill us on paper. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Share this around. It's your brother, Aboriginal Power. Let's go.
Infamous Trey Ali.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said gotta never die, never left us. Even though they took you home, you still behind you like a catcher. Life is like a doctor, everybody want their checkup. Money, he been preaching, charge for a confession. See, ain't nobody focused on the bullshit that they told us. I was trying to pin you sick when ain't nobody came before us. We the best part of waking up before the folders. That's why they want your backs against the wall like a poster. Indoctrination being sold as education. Most of history they taught you came from some imagination. Roots was never true, fuck the whole compilation. Fuck Walter Plecker, fuck Alex Haley. America is Egypt, Israel Queen Khalifa. Babylon used to dabble by NY, check my fever. Niggas think I'm lying cause they sleeping. But bitch, I ain't no fool shopping my toes every season. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper. Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. Guess I gotta start bad rap and tell these niggas how it happened.
Strong as the gold, and space like William Shatner.
Technology's economy
You're overthrown the balance.
Michael
Sells up in the atmosphere.
Fears how they take it, they space from being active and questioning all the records that's made to prevent disasters. We were not the church, we were talking to the pastor. Got the online title, this was vital for the masses. They never loved our classics, but bite off our originals. We classify your favorite rhymes the way they did the Seminoles. I'm so black, pride,
but my inside's purple.
If the world had never died,
It never alert you.
You need to venture out,
Start sticking the circles.
The numbers react different to curfews. The
The
money
money.
not perfume, the streets ain't gold. Our
Summers
summers so
are
cold, we
cold,
left the fog on froze. I said
Paper on paper on paper.
Ain't no genocide.
Yeah, hashtag it. Hashtag paper on paper.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide, we was killed on paper.
Shout out to my big brother Trey Ali.
They know what we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us. I said paper on paper.
Hit that like button, y'all. Let's run these likes up.
We was killed on paper. Buried us alive.
Appreciate everybody for tapping in this evening, this afternoon or night.
I said paper on paper on paper. Ain't no genocide. We was
Aboriginals didn't die, man.
Buried us alive in the products of the paper. They know what who we are, swear they hate us cause they ain't us.
We hear. Shout out to the real ones out here. I'm not going to hold you long, but I do want to say peace and blessings and love, and share this on all your social media outlets. For those that sharing it on Instagram, please add me, and I will share it on my Instagram as well. Let's jump straight into this bag. This is the disclaimer before we get into Dr. Malachi Z. York's daughter's interview. We're going to play this.
I'm talking to you now, that's what's in alcohol, drugs, or narcotics. You understand you're charged with 40 counts of aggravated child molestation that you could receive a maximum sentence of 30 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with 34 counts of child molestation, that you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement for each count, that you're charged with one count.
The reason I'm playing this is because this is going to get real weird once this conversation goes on. I want everybody to hit the like.
For sexual exploitation of children, you could receive a maximum sentence of 20 years in confinement. And you're charged with 2 counts of influencing witnesses, and you could receive a maximum sentence of 10 years in confinement for each count. And that you could receive a minimum sentence overall of 10 years on probation. I'm telling you the most and the least. You understand that?
Actually, Your Honor, it was continuous aggravated compensation, minimum standards.
But that would be 10 years. You understand that? You understand you have a right to an attorney, and in fact, your lawyer, Mr. Aurora, is here with you and representing you. Is that correct? I'm going to inform you of certain other rights that you have, Mr. York, and inform you of the fact that if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You have a right to trial by jury, you're presumed to be innocent, you have a right to confront any witnesses the state presents against you. You have a right to subpoena any witnesses you want to appear and testify for you. You have a right to testify and outlaw the evidence if you want to. You have a right to the assistance of an attorney during the trial. You have a right not to discriminate yourself. You have a right to plead not guilty or remain silent, not in any plea, and in either case automatically obtain a jury trial. You understand these rights, and understand if you plead guilty, you give up these rights. You heard the recommendation the state made. Is that the recommendation you understood the state was making? Did you, in fact, do what the district attorney, Mr. Bright, told me you did?
Let's get it, y'all. This is Dr. Malachi Z. York. It don't even look like he's in comprehension. Let's get it.
How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Let's like something, man. We got 100 people in the chat. Let's get up to 100 likes, y'all. Let's get these likes up.
As to all the indictments decided by the district attorney. Did anybody force you or threaten you in any way to cause you to enter this guilty plea? Did anyone promise you anything to cause you to enter this guilty plea? Are you satisfied with the services of your attorneys, not only Mr. Aurora, but your other attorneys? Were you able to hear and understand my statements and questions to you? These are the old preliminary pleas.
Your Honor, we're drawing up this withdrawal of not guilty plea, and it's guilty plea. And
he said he's not guilty. He drew up a not guilty plea. I just want to make sure y'all heard that.
These are the old preliminary pleas.
Your Honor, we're drawing up this withdrawal of not guilty plea, and it's guilty plea. And it comes down to the defendant case, withdraws his plea not guilty in this case. Wages and constitutional rights to plead guilty as charged with offenses of. I've already enumerated those on the record. They're the same ones I've enumerated before, Your Honor. I signed on behalf of the state. Back and signed on behalf of the state.
Clear? Malachi Z. York, I find you plead guilty was freely, voluntarily, and knowingly. There was a factual basis for your plea. I accept your plea.
Years of age. Manera was approached, stated that her molestation began when she was approximately 9 years of age. It began in Eaton and included oral and vaginal intercourse and continued into Athens. It ended in 2000 when she left. She specifically was quite graphic as to her first misunderstanding as to what was going on. She was 9 years of age and the defendant made her undress and began to touch her and asked her if it felt good, and she's 9 and she's naked and she didn't understand. And then had her touch him, and she didn't understand what she was supposed to do. Then that childlike confusion was quickly replaced with sexual sophistication and knowing what to do. Manera Franklin, also an individual who, under the cloak of being in the company of other individuals, managed to talk to law enforcement, but begged that the information not come out. She was afraid of her mother and she was afraid of her grandmother. And lastly, Your Honor, in the indictment, I introduced you to Abu Salam Muhammad Laura. She was born on March 20th, 1984, approximately 16 years of age. His molestation began at 14 years. It began at 18 and included oral and anal. And though he's quite graphic about his own molestation, one story that he was pretty explicit about, something that struck him, was during one of these acts where there was group sex going on, Issa Johnson was present, that he witnessed Mr. York anally penetrate Issa Johnson, and as he told me, he'd never seen eyes that looked like that. He said he could tell that Issa was in a massive amount of pain, but he was amazed that Issa never shed a tear. That's how he knew it had been going on for a long time. Because at 14, Abdul Salam Aurora would scream out in pain when the defendant attempted to anally penetrate him, and yet here was this 9-year-old who did not. The defendant is pleading guilty to the counts involving the 13 individuals on the indictment, but I think it behooves this record to make sure that the court is aware, pursuant to the similar transaction motions, and I want the record to be clear. Habiba Washington, Nicole Lopez, Sakina Woods, Sakina Parr, Khalid Eggton, Jawad Perez, Alexis Perez, Keturah Lampkin, Atia Thomas, Sahelia Williams, Sahelia Thomas, Keturah Eddington, Kwamra Muhammad, and Aquila Smith fall in that category of victim as well. I just wanted to make sure that the court was introduced to the victims in this case.
And that's it for that video. And I just wanted y'all to hear that before we move on to the next video. So just bear with me. We're going to get straight to the next one. Hey, y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. That was just the court case of both the first plea and then the actual trial hearing of Dr. Malachi Z. York. Now we're going to get into the interview with the daughter of Dr. Malachi Z. York. So we're going to make sure we lock that in right now. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. And let's get it. This is Dr. Malachi Z. York's daughter. She's going to tell the story how Polight tried to murder her and try to take over her father's store. That, remember, he claimed that he owned a bookstore. This was the store that he was talking about. And we're going to get into how King Simon is behind it all. Let's go.
Antagonistic towards you. But the moderators will definitely chop their skull off in that chat.
Well, it's very interesting that you say that because none of those people approached for my father. None of them at all. And something I sat back and realized myself as his child. You know, these people, they claim to say they support him, and these are the same people that come to me or come to my brother and will question us like, oh, so do you think he did it? So it's like, why are you following this organization if you have, you know, doubts? You know, so it says a lot about them. And to be honest,
can y'all hear? Drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all can hear. I only seen one person dropping the 2 in the chat. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear loud and clear. We want to make sure we good with the audio. Drop some fire emojis.
With you, most of the people that are a part of that organization just looks at it as a fight.
Drop some ones if y'all can hear.
Financial stability for them and a way to feed their egos.
Lyric, I think it's your phone, sis.
They know how I feel about them. They all know how I feel about them.
And now, are you so at this stage of your life, and I'm gonna go jump forward and back. At this stage of your life, do you subscribe to any religion at any time? Because I have something in my song. I say you can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave us different variations of the same thought. Because I followed from the Ansar law. What I mean I followed, I'm aware of from the Ansar law all the way up into the New Wahabiya, and everything in between. What spiritual system, if you will, do you subscribe to today?
Well, I'm an initiated Mambo, and within the voodoo system, and I'm also in Ifa as well. So I believe in the African traditional system.
What I was going to say, did your father teach anything consistent with that?
Yeah, he did with among certain children.
Okay, I got
he should. To be honest with you, not even just among certain children, but you know, he even did it. He even gave classes on it. to the public as well. And a lot of people, I guess, they missed it. They, that's why I say that a lot of these, people that's a part of the organization, that they're lost, and they missed the actual picture of what he was trying to tell these people, because it was right in front of their face, and they just missed it. I was like, how could you miss something like that? He spoke about Shango and Obatala, and he spoke about these different, spiritual systems, and they just ignored it.
If you don't mind me asking, and you can decline any question that I ask, be sure. Is your mother still a part of the spiritual systems, or any of them as taught by Dr. York?
Well, not through. I can't say. My mom, of course, she believes in the books and stuff. My mom used to be his research analyst. She used to do all the researches for him. She wrote the book Purity and Neatness, which she didn't get no credit for. But yeah, my mom has written and helped him write some of these books as well.
Right.
So she definitely subscribes to the teaching, but that doesn't mean that you idolize and worship the person.
Exactly. Do she ever talk about how, if you don't mind me asking, again, sis, if you decide like I'm not sure, I don't want to answer that, just tell me, sis, because I'm just trying to paint a picture. My mind paint pictures around stories, so I'm just trying to get a picture. How long was your mother with Dr. York?
Since she was 17 years old.
Since she was 17, and were they in for all intents and purposes like a committed relationship?
They had a spiritual relationship. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
They both shared the same tribe. It was a tribal thing that they did together. They both have shaluts on their face, which is the 3 scratch marks or the 3 cuts on their face, which is a spiritual thing. And
hey, somebody share this on the IG and at me on the IG. Share it, tag me in it, and I'll share it on my IG page as well. So let's get it, man. Hit these likes. Let's get these likes up. This is Dr. Malachi Z. York's daughter, and she gonna get into the story with Polight. Let's get it, man.
The younger brother,
how he tried to murder her.
Or people know him as Mahmoud. He's been into the voodoo system practically his entire life. My father told him to get into it from when he was young. So, this is something that they shared together, that they were aware of, which is, the African spiritual system,
Okay, got you. When and I'm gonna go back in a second, but when your dad was accused of these and I say accused of these crimes because we know he wasn't convicted of none of these crimes.
Right.
We just played the court cases, hearings, which he was never convicted of any of those charges. He actually is in jail for racketeering and money laundering. But we did hear the alleged allegations in the courtroom.
He wasn't.
Yeah, of molestation and all of that.
They charged him with racketeering and transport and minors, and they.
Yeah, his face stretched the fuck out. He like Sonetta, but like a stretched face Sonetta. He looked just like Sonetta, just with a stretched face, like a rubber band stretchy face.
Never went into the details of who these minors were that were being transported, and most of them are his children.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very familiar with that. But you do. It's a bunch of allegations out there. That you have confessions from some people, and it's et cetera, et cetera. So with that being said, have you ever talked to your mother about that, and how have she ever expressed her position on that?
My mom said, I've never seen anything.
Gotcha.
In regards to, she said, because if she did, she would have left a long time ago, because my mom do not entertain anything with anything like.
I ain't stealing no content. We borrowing this. This is public knowledge. The world needs to know about this. Don't you think? Unless y'all some brother Polight fans. But talk about it's all jokes, man. It's all love. We talk all the time behind the scenes.
That, but my mother also.
He got my contact.
So she didn't live on the the property in Edenton, Georgia. She didn't live there.
Okay.
You know, we lived around the corner from the mosque at one point, because one of my older sisters, you know, got
If he don't want me using it, tell him to come in here and tell us.
Gotten sick, so my mom had to take care of my sister more.
Okay, I got you. So now, what the sister that you got into conflict with? How did that start?
It started because my dad said he didn't trust her. Me and my dad would have conversations because I was a very pushy child. Because you know, my dad would wake up in the morning and there were women just plastered on his screen. It was like, good God, these women would not go away. Like, can you imagine just trying to get a breather and you're walking outside, you're just trying to get some space, and when you turn around, there's about 20 people walking behind you. So it was conversations that me and him would have about these people, how they just use, like, how can I have my own time with my dad without these random people around? So he figured out a way to make it happen, and it would be like, oh, come, it would be like, oh, come with me to, we're going to lunch, let's go to lunch. And he also found out that I was doing stuff because I stayed in a girl's house at this time, and he found out that I would do stuff like, give the younger girls my food because sometimes there wasn't enough food for everybody because some of the girls would be greedy and overfeed themselves and not make sure everybody had food. So it was times that I would like starve myself and just make sure that the younger girls had food and stuff like that, in which their mothers thanked me years later for it, I guess, when their daughters told them that I did stuff like that. And I think my dad kind of had a general idea that I was doing stuff like that. So he would always make sure that he would take me out, to dinners and stuff like that whenever he was going out sometimes. So we built a relationship that way. And he seen I was pretty much like, pretty forceful as a child, just trying to learn him, not really caring too much about all of the other stuff around. I was different. I was that child that was very different. Everybody was like, this one is different. I wasn't complying to what's going on. I was just like, I want to learn, and I did want to learn everything. That was one thing about me. I was so willing to learn everything. I would be in the mail room and hang out with the girls in the mail room and, learn that stuff, learn the incense and learn, videography, learn. I basically learned the business just by being so inquisitive. I even learned how to sew, I did a lot while I was there. So, he noticed that, he noticed there was something different in me. So we started to talk about certain things. And he would talk about how he didn't trust my other sister.
You heard how it seems like a lot of these people was working against Dr. Malachi Z. York. Let's keep it going, y'all. I just want to see what's going on in the chat. We got 230 in here. Let's get these likes up, y'all.
My sister Hagar, one of my older sisters, and I would question him why, and he was just like, something about her is not right. And I feel like she's just getting money from me. It's like she's just using me for money, saying that her daughter is sick when her daughter potentially may not be sick. He was paying thousands of dollars for the child to have some kind of treatments and stuff that we know of. She would say, yeah, she may not live past 8 years old. Next thing you know, she's like 10 years old. She may not live past 10 years old. Next thing you know, it was just like, wait a minute. Now the girl's like 25 years old with like 6 kids, So, I mean, I don't want to say 6. I don't know if it's that much. I haven't, I'm just giving you an example. She got a lot of kids, though.
What were you? When I'm gonna bounce back to that in a minute. Just speaking of that, were you? Have you ever been in contact with Prince York, the one that we see on Sinetta TV, formerly on Sinetta?
Yeah, that very disrespectful child. Yes, I used to take care of him when he was a child. when his mother used to run around chasing behind my father, you know, she would literally just leave her child for me and my other sister to take care of. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I used to change his diapers.
Oh, so he was he on the land too, or was he in Bushwick?
He was on the land. He wasn't born in Bushwick.
Okay.
He's not old enough. He's only in his 20s now, probably like 23, maybe 24 at the most.
Right. Wow. So y'all fell out also, you and Prince York?
Well, the child has always been very disrespectful. The last time that me and him has had words or exchanged words, it was a family reunion, and I just gave birth to my daughter. This was about 7 years ago. I gave birth to my daughter, and I wasn't supposed to be out, but I wanted to go to my family reunion. I just insisted on going. And he just got really disrespectful. You know, he was just all about designer and why don't you have Gucci on and why you not wearing this? And I was just like, why would I want to wear stuff like that? He was basically disrespecting the fact that I was a very cultural person, you know. And my other brother, Masi, they ended up having some words and fighting over the fact that, you know, he was being so disrespectful to me. He has no respect for women, you know, never did, you know, and I understand the reason why, because, you know, your mother was never there really, you know, so, you know, I get it, you know.
Wow.
The more I look at these boys' situation, the more I understand. It's like their mothers were so busy chasing behind, you know, their father that they didn't give them lap time, or they didn't hug them enough. So now they grow up hating women, you know. So I get it.
Got you. So now back to your sister. What ultimately blew up, whereas though y'all parted ways in a bad way? Remember you said that she was jealous of you or something like that. What ultimately happened, and then as we move forward to Bushwick?
Well, what happened was, it's interesting. You know, my dad was pretty much at the point where he was teaching me everything, and he was explaining to me that I was going to be taking her spot, that I was going to be, you know, the one that's going to be taking care of all of the finances, or he's teaching me financing and teaching me all of the back end of the business, which she was already teaching me. She was aware of the fact that he was teaching me or going to teach me this stuff. One of my best friends that was on the land, his name was Khalid. He was actually one of my best friends, boyfriend, whatever. They used that as an excuse. She literally, in the middle of the night, woke me up out of my sleep in the middle of the night and told me that my ride was there. And I was like, what do you mean? My mother gave me full custody to my dad during that time. So I was like, where am I going? You know, I had no clue where I was supposed to be going or where I was going. This lady, Patricia Lewis, Sakina, she actually drove me and dropped me off to my mom's old house where my mom no longer stayed at. And I ended up in the foster care system.
Oh my. And when was it? How old were you then? Were you 16 then?
Yes, I was 16 then.
Did anybody reach out to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, did anybody like, hold up, what happened to Uma? What happened to Uma? Where's Uma?
No, I mean, during this time, you know, it's not like, you know, phones were like famous and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, it's not like cell phones like that. It was more like landline phones and stuff. I was basically displaced. My mom wasn't living there anymore. You know, so she was gone, and I was basically dropped in front of a house and, you know, had nowhere to go. Good thing I knew the people in the neighborhood. You know, as a child, I knew some of the people in the neighborhood because my mom lived there for so many years. So I just went across the street to one of my friend's house, this lady, Mrs. Parker, who took care of me for a little bit. And then I ended up, I didn't know, first of all, I was raised in a communal environment. So because I was raised in a communal environment, I assumed that everybody that lived in her household was family.
Right.
But I found out that she was getting checks for all of these kids, and basically she was a person that was working for the foster care system, and all she did was basically process me through the foster care system so that she can get paid for me to be there. I told these people that I don't belong here, that my dad, they could send me back to my dad. I'm supposed to be with my dad. You know, my story sounded crazy to anybody who heard it. You know, when someone says, I have 120 brothers and sisters, my father's a millionaire, we have pyramids in Georgia, you know, stuff like that sounds really crazy to the average person, you know, and I had to learn that growing up. I had to accept that, you know. So, yeah, you know, they kept me, did a bunch of psychosocials and stuff like that, you know, the normal. The therapist was like, this child's not crazy. I don't know what it is, but everything she's saying is very consistent. You know, but, you know, I was just another check to them.
Wow. Oh, man. So what ultimately, when did you leave the foster care system? How did that work?
I ran away. I eventually ran away from the foster care system when I was about 18 years old. I ran away from the foster care. I was, you know, being put from home to home to home consistently. Literally being put in the hands of different child molesters and all kinds of people that were just threatening. Yeah, I ended up running away, and I ran away with a friend that I ended up meeting, you know, from the streets and stuff. And I stayed with them. You know, their mother didn't have any girls. And she was like, as a matter of fact, I believe I was about 17 years old, as a matter of fact. And, you know, she was like, you know, I don't have any girls, so that's fine. You can come stay with me. She appreciated having a girl around, you know, and she took care of me up until I told her my stories. And at first she didn't know what to think of it, but then she started to believe me.
Good. I just want to make sure we good in here. We got 230 still in here. Drop some fire emojis. Share this around on social media, man. We ain't even got to the good part yet. This is a fire bill. Shout out to Dr. Malachi Z. York's sister, daughter, for coming out and speaking her piece.
And she got in contact with my dad, and that's how we found out that my dad was like, I've been looking for my daughter for years. And then my dad started giving me finances and stuff like that, telling me to stay away, that people are out for blood, and that people are trying to get rid of him, and they're trying to get rid of, they did that to get rid of me because they, you know, had a general idea that, you know, I was different, I guess. Or I was just always different. I wasn't with whatever was going on, you know, and I was a child that could always see it. I could see things, you know, so, yeah. He told me to stay away. He would have my brother's mother, my brother Solomon's mother, send me money, Viva Western Union. And
I just want y'all to know the lady Sakina who actually dropped her off in the middle of the night, didn't care if her parents was there. She gonna play a significant part to why they wanted her gone, and to how this goes into Brother Polight. I want you to keep that name Sakina, aka Patricia, in your mind.
No, she started to steal some of my money. He told me I would send you $1,000 every month, and it went from $1,000 to $700 to $300. You know, eventually, and until I started saying stuff about it, and you know, then he started sending another brother to send.
Cuz I ain't gonna strike nobody. Cuz
me money, or to come to me to give me money directly, and eventually that guy was also stealing money as well.
So, what year did that ultimately happen? That, you know, that you were back in contact with your father, y'all was communicating, and you know, it seems to be that y'all was reconnected. What year was that?
That was like Jeez, let me put my years together because I'm so old. I ain't think about it.
I just trying to put them together.
I was about 17, 18. Okay. 18. Yeah, going on 19 around that time. Me and my father were in connection with each other, constantly talking, communicating back and forth with each other. And then he told me he wanted me to go to Bushwick Avenue.
So when did you arrive at Bushwick? And anybody's not familiar with Bushwick, that was wasn't that like the central location of the Ansar Law and everything?
Moderators, I see Terrence Gant in here. Don't snipe him and don't get him out of here, but I want y'all to beat him down. Go ahead. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat, y'all.
Yeah, that's where everything
we don't take
started.
No trolls
the
in the
house
chat.
Where I was born at. That's why he told me to go back to that house because he's like, you were displaced all this time. That was something that I wanted to happen to you. I literally, he wanted me to go back and run the bookstore for him because he knew that I knew how to run the business because he taught me how to run the business. Right. Yeah, my father got incarcerated. When my dad got incarcerated, then,
what year did he actually get locked up?
He got locked up in May 8th, 2002.
May 8th, 2002. I want y'all to pay attention to this.
No, so what year did he actually get locked up?
He got locked up in May 8th, 2002. Okay. Let me look at his arrest record. Because what I found interesting about his arrest record is that they didn't process it till like May, June, July, August, September, October. 5 months my dad was missing out of the system for some strange reason.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It said May 2002.
Right, it's May 8th, 2002 that they have. But when I went to Sheriff Field's office myself, because I went to Sheriff.
Hey, I need y'all to hit the like button, man. We looking light on these likes. Let's get these likes up, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, y'all. Let's get these likes up. Drop some fire emojis in the chat if you can hear and see everything loud and clear. Let's continue. This is Dr. Malachi Z. York's daughter talking about the story of how Polight tried to kill her, King Simon involved, and a whole bunch of other shit.
Field's office to do my own research myself, and he had him processed. He had him processed in October of 2002, and I asked him why was my dad processed in October if y'all had him since May, and what he said to me was that he was in a deprogramming prison. And I didn't understand that part. I was like, what do you mean a deprogramming prison? She was like, well, we did the initial arrest, but we had to hand him over to someone else. The guy's an idiot. Sheriff Field, let me not say that just in case I gotta go back to his office.
Right. Man. Okay. Now, is a video. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah, have you seen that picture of my dad sitting on top of a book called Ungodly? I was the one that took that picture in Sheriff Field's office. I went to his office to get some paperwork on my dad. And I seen that picture. I seen that his doll. He had his doll in his possession. I was just like, how do you have access to his doll? Unless you took it from children or the land.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Melody. Let me go here real quick. There's also what we were talking about yesterday. I got about 30 minutes, which I really want to get into is Brother Polight.
Okay.
When did you first meet Brother Polight? Was that in Bushwick?
Yeah, that was in Bushwick Avenue. During that time, I was in Bushwick, and you know, I was the house was pretty much, you know, handed over to me. You know, unfortunately, when I got there, there were other people there. This lady's sister, Sakina, there, who she definitely did not want to leave the property during the time that my dad told them to leave the property. So instead, what she did was she found this guy, Polight, I guess, and they made up their little bogus story about them saying that my dad wanted him to run the store or to run the Bushwick store. And I refused to believe anything they said. I wanted it in writing. I wanted to see. I didn't even care anything about the writings at all because I watched these people. These people literally were falsifying letters. So I told them I wanted to hear out his own mouth. Never heard it. You know, so I refused to let these people, you know, do what they did. The lady, Patricia Lewis, let the guy in the building on the first floor, which was the bookstore, allowed him to do whatever he was doing. That the man was living there with his pregnant wife, or his pregnant girlfriend. Amunette, or whatever her name is.
Amunette?
She was a skinny girl. Yeah. Yeah, that's her name.
She's from Trinidad?
No, she's not from Trinidad.
I thought you said she's a Trini girl.
No, I said she was a real skinny girl.
Yeah, she was. She was, and I have actually have I have old pictures. Let me see if I can pull one. Yeah,
I remember her being really frail. That's how I remember her, and because she was pregnant, and all you could see was the belly.
Yeah, she was very, very frail. In fact, she. I mean, she got. I don't judge women, or let me say, I don't pass judgment on anybody. But it seems to me now that she has a bunch of implants and a lot of other stuff going on now. But I do have some original. If I can, I do have some old original pictures of her, and it had to be in that era of time when
they said Polight was starving. Did y'all hear that? They said she was. Listen,
let me see if I got it right here. It had to be in that era of time. I can't find it right now, but nevertheless, it had to be in that era of time that you're talking about. Because she was major. She's like, as the old people say, she was thin as a rail.
Yes. These people were starving. You can tell these people were starving. They were going, and you can tell that lady's sister Sakina, she must have gave them some kind of. She must have, gave them a deal or something, like said, hey, I'll feed you and do all that, take care of you. And then she was going to do all of this on my father's expense, Basically, she did. Actually, she did do it under my father's expense.
So let me ask you something. When I will tell you this, because I spoke to you and you was mentioning that, he was seeming to be in a gang and Crip and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when I look for,
she said Polight was starving. She said they were so sick and frail and malnourished, they was literally starving.
Definitive history of Polight, there's not a lot there. Even when you go to Brownsville, and I've spoken to people who lived in Brownsville all their life, they don't have a strong.
Polight got introduced to the community by some preacher that he was living on his couch. I just want y'all to keep that in mind as well. We'll get to this. This is a part 2 to
this. Connection, if you will, or definitive conversation. They don't have a conversation that says, yeah, this guy was this guy was that, this guy was this guy was that. Although I've seen pictures that he put up where he's putting up a gang sign or two but nothing. Like I know real gang members, you know what I'm saying? And I know gang.
Yeah, we can have some real gang members come on here right now. You know what I'm saying? When you out here in these streets trying to elevate the community, you run into these brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit. But when you met,
or maybe you came from that lifestyle.
Him, were you immediately in opposition to him because of the claim that he was supposed to run the store, or did you ever initially have a working?
Polight was running the store in permission of someone else, but Dr. York gave it to his kids, 2 of them in particular. So they actually are the ones who was in full ownership and control of the store. Polight was lying, running around about this time, 2010, 2012, saying that he owned a bookstore and that he had already wrote 30 books at this time. I just want to keep that in mind.
Relationship or some type of communication that was reasonable to work with.
Well, always try to give people the benefit of the doubt because it's just the type of person that I am in general. So what I and because he did have a pregnant woman there, I assumed that these people, my father took in a lot of people, so I didn't, who am I to turn them away? That's how I looked at it. So I was actually being, humble and allowing these people to come into the store or allowing them to be in the store. We were technically supposed to be having a meeting about how the store was going to be operated because, I had a lot of bills in my name and stuff like that. And these people literally were just running up bills. So I told them if they're going to be there, that they're going to have to start paying bills and they're going to have to start reporting whatever money is coming into the store. That conversation never happened.
Y'all know his name is Michael Eugene Novak Jr. And it was alleged that his father was a police officer, FBI agent of some sort. Well, I do have record of a Mr. Nowak, who was an officer who killed two of his sons and killed himself. He was a police officer in upstate New York. We'll get into that later on. I got some connections that we're going to link in between that as well. So just bear with me, y'all. Drop some likes on the like button. Hit the like button. Thumb up the video. And drop some fire emojis if y'all can hear me loud and clear. I'm not going to stop. Let's continue.
Instead, the day that I was supposed to have the conversation with him was the day that he attempted to kill me.
And let me real quick. I want you to hear this because I've seen this interview. Hold on a second. Hear this, and maybe you can narrate that if this you inform me that this was actually your story. And I seen this actually when the interview happened, and actually. At that time, I thought Polight wasn't the person who I've come to know him to be. But I still question his story. But here it is.
And you actually got arrested for attempted murder? Yeah. Okay. Can you talk about the situation? Yeah. That's the last one. The most recent situation I went through. I was part of community organization that one of my wives is daughter of the leader of the community, and it was just a lot of trouble back and forth. The leader gave me one of the buildings to run, and it was just a lot of chaos. The children felt they should inherit the building of their father. Right there.
So the wife that he's talking
about me.
Say it again.
He's talking about me in regards to the inherited of the building. I was already on the property. I have already inherited the building. In regards to the wife that he's talking.
Nigga, Doc, I don't know why they did his voice in that type of voice. That was crazy.
Talking about that was my sister. That was my sister ML, and she's a sister from Stan. So she didn't know anything that was going on. Or for some strange, the older I got, I started to realize that,
we got 300 people in here. Let's run these likes up, y'all. All you gotta do is hit the like button. Take 2 seconds to thumb up the video. We can get 300 likes in here, you guys.
A lot of these people were out for blood. They wanted me out of the way because her mother also had wanted dibs on that property as well. And when I met her mother, I told her, I said, I don't know if you know, but my dad has over 100 and some kids, because she thought it was just her and her brother Muhammad. She thought it was just ML and Muhammad. And I said no, because I was walking inside the house one time and she thought I was her daughter, and I was like, no, I'm not her. I'm Uma. I said, I'm People know me as also. I said, I'm And she was like, well, this house in the situation. I was like, well, he gave it to me. So if you want anything dealing with my father, you need to get in line, because there's about 120 of us that are entitled to it before you are.
I know that's right. Like, what gives Polight the idea to go argue with this lady about her store that her father gave her? Nigga, you ain't even no kin to these people. And nor is that lady Patricia. That's crazy. They was trying to scam from the get-go. Now, I want you to pay attention. This is when King Simon come in this. Let's pay attention.
And ever since that, these people did not like me, because I was very pro-advocate for my family, for my younger brothers and sisters, because a lot of my younger brothers and sisters ended up homeless and on the streets after my father got incarcerated, while the organization did nothing but rob them, commit fraud, and steal all of our inheritance.
Wow. And so, do you, when Polight shows up, you again, did you ever have any type of cordial relationship with him whatsoever, or did it start off rocky from day one?
I mean, it was, he got upset because, I had him escorted off the property. These people were selling drugs in the building. I was pretty much aware of what crack pipes look like. Come on, I'm an 80s baby, shit, what a crack pipe look like.
They say you know what a crackhead look like. They said Polight like he was on crack. He was skinny, malnourished. Listen to him.
So, these people were pretty upset at the fact that I wasn't allowing them to do the type of things that they were trying to do in the house to make money. So it was him and some guy named Water around that time, and he had a couple of other people there as well. These people continued to threaten my life pretty much the whole time, even after him being incarcerated for the short period of time for the attempt murder. The only reason it was dropped was because I was continuously being harassed by the entire organization every day.
So you were the actual one that he tried to attempted to murder?
Yes, I was the one that he tried to kill. Yes.
So hold on 1 second. Let me play this back just one more second. So 1 second.
And I'm here like, yo, the man gave me the buildings to run. And
he said the man gave me the building. He lying.
Let me play this back just one more second. So 1 second.
And I'm here like, yo, the man gave me the buildings to run. And he gave me all the responsibilities, and it was being overridden, and it was people in the community making sure that I don't get that space in leadership. They made my task very hard, and it created a great deal of contentions and the drama between the biological family and myself. Just wound up, it started to escalate so much that in turn, when guns is being pulled out on people and people are...
Start right there. So when he says that it escalated so much that guns are being pulled out, is he talking about on your people? Were anybody coming to your defense, or was it just Polight?
It was him and his friend Water and some other guy named Hernandez. It was some Puerto Rican dude that was with him, another really dark-skinned brother. I don't know these people, offhand, but when I see their face, I know all these people's faces for sure. But yeah, there was them. You know, they asked, my sister came upstairs, my sister who eventually ended up being his wife. This happened the night of the Eid. You know, she came upstairs and knocked on my door and said, the meeting with Polight wants to speak to you. Now, my brother, you know, he's a very devoted Muslim. You know, he's born and raised Muslim, you know. So he said, no, it's the night of the Eid. You're not going to go downstairs and talk to this guy at all. And instead, he said, I'm going to go downstairs and see what he wants. Because technically the conversation was about that we were supposed to be having was about the bills of the house, and that the house, the bills needed to be paid. And you're not going to sit here and continue to squat, you know what I'm saying, when bills are literally piling up in my name. You know, so that was originally the conversation that we were supposed to be having. It never happened. Instead, all I heard was shots. My brother was being shot at. My brother got shot twice in the head and still lives to speak about it.
During that incident resulted in.
So they was trying to. You hear that? Let's run that back. Almost shot, and her brother was shot in the head twice.
Supposed to be having. It never happened. Instead, all I heard was shots. My brother was being shot at. My brother got shot twice in the head and still lives to speak about it.
During that incident resulted in your brother getting shot in the head?
Yes, my brother got shot in the head twice. The bullets grazed his head. Both bullets grazed his head. It dismembered his ear and dismembered certain parts. I don't like to even think about it, because I was the person that pulled him inside of the house. And I watched my brother bleed all over the floor, you know. So yeah, that was the traumatizing situation for me. My son was upstairs, scared to death, you know.
So
my sister was there. My older sister was there.
When you say your brother, right?
Yeah, my brother. He's my half brother.
Okay. Is he a child of your father also, or
no?
He's a child of your mother.
He's a kid. Yeah. My older sister. I have an older sister named Besma. That's her younger brother. But she was also in the house with me during the time that this incident happened. We were both upstairs, you know, just relaxing, sisters, and we had our kids there, you know, just hanging out. And for the night of the Eid, celebrating the Eid, you know, so he came by to hang out with us as well, you know. So that's what it was. Yeah.
So when the shots rang out, it came from the Polight side, is what you're saying. And what they just do, They just got out of there?
Yeah, it was that. They were the only ones that had guns that obviously, you know, shot my brother inside of the bookstore. As soon as I heard the shot, my first instinct was to run downstairs. I don't know why that was my first instinct, but my first instinct was to run downstairs. I ran downstairs and opened the door to the bookstore and seeing Polight standing right there, him and his friend Water standing right there. I grabbed my brother.
Did you hear that? Polight was sitting there looking scared.
Because he was stumbling. I didn't realize what was really happening. He was stumbling. He stumbled on me. And when you look at the door is like the door to the actual house is like right there next to the store. So I grabbed him inside of the house and ran upstairs. My other brother, Muhammad from Sudan, he came downstairs, running downstairs to look to see what was going on or whatever. I ran upstairs to, you know, to call the cops, ambulance, you know, all of that. And I'm looking at my window and I see Polight running across the street to one of my neighbor's house, throwing away, taking off his shirt and his hat and everything, literally throwing it in their trash. The people literally told me about it later on. They were like, yeah, this guy came over here, you know, had blood splatter and stuff on him and whatever. And, you know, he put this stuff inside the trash over there, you know. So yeah, that's and I actually seen him running across the street to actually do that myself, my own eyes.
So hold on one second. This is getting interesting. Hold on one second. I want to see what else did he say, because this is like updating me from some of this stuff. I used to think that he was embellishing
Regular people. One of the brothers got shot in his head.
Oh, yeah.
One of the brothers got shot in his head. Regular people. One of the brothers got shot in his head.
Oh,
Regular people. One of the brothers got shot in his head.
Oh, he actually says it.
Yeah, that's what someone told me. They were like, this man admits to actually attempting to kill you in a video. I was like, wow. So he really feels like he got away with that shit. And mind you, my entire life, I've been staying away from these people that's a part of this organization, including my dad's organization. They're not to be trusted. None of these people, in my eyes, were to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at this point, I was just, I'm like scared for my life. You know, these people, they like, you see these people every day. Every day I walk out my house and people are right there. You know, I know who to trust.
Hey, y'all support the channel, man. The link is taken across the screen. Make sure you share this on all your social media outlets, y'all. Support the channel, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all could be laying down. I usually be asleep, so I'm just rocking out with y'all, man. Shout out to y'all.
Trust at this point in my life, like, you know.
Let me run that back one more time because he just let me play it one more time.
Oh no, you gotta listen. There's new cases getting brought up on him about this particular case. There's new charges about to be brought up. She's pursuing this right now. So I want y'all to stay tuned. It's a part 2 to this.
Got shot in his head. And because I called for the meeting to have with the brother, and he got shot very shortly after the meeting.
She was young when all this happened. You got to realize she had just came out of a different situation where they was kind of staying away from police. The whole movement with Dr. York, they had their own land, they operated their own language. You know, they had their own shit going on. They were trying to stay away from them people. So I could understand the indoctrination that she had coming out of this situation. Then we already heard her childhood story.
Lying for the shooting. Okay. This was got locked up for. This was during your gangbanging days? I was still gangbanging, but I had one foot in, one foot out. Yeah. You know, because at that time, my teacher was the one that actually funded the teardrop to get off my eye. Like, he funded the laser surgery. Oh, okay. So you had a teardrop where?
That nigga said Farrakhan funded the money to get his teardrop removed from his eye. Polight never had a teardrop on his face ever. We go back to when he first came into community looking like a sick, frail African. He never had no teardrop.
Right, yeah, right there. So he actually funded the laser surgery for it to be taken off. And, you know, for me.
I said the only person that could have did that was Patricia Lewis. My father did not know anything about this man, Polight.
So that's what I was going to ask next. Did your father ever meet Polight, or according to what you know, have he ever interacted, talked to, or anything with Polight?
Never. My father was incarcerated during the time. If you look at my father's case says he is unable to conduct business on anybody's behalf. So these people are lying. He's never met my dad a day in his life. He's never seen him, never touched him, don't know nothing about him at all. He's another person idolizing and worshiping him on a different level. These people are obsessed with my dad. I don't know what it is, but they're obsessed with him, you know? And I find that to be sickening to me.
Okay.
That shit's sickening.
Okay. And yeah, I think he rode the I know people like that will ride the gang ticket. I was a blood, I was a Crip, I was this, I was that. But it's something about him that seems as if he's riding the ticket as opposed to be fully affiliated. And I know some fully affiliated people. He just don't come off like that.
Yeah,
However,
he's definitely not affiliated. I don't think he's gang affiliated. I think he used that as a tactic to scare people.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because I know I can bring some on the show, and I'm telling you, this is not that.
See, but what I thought was weird was, the fact that the organization turned their back on me after that whole situation. They didn't protect me. If anything, they more so threatened me more, including my family as well. My uncle literally protected him. People like King Simon.
Now this is where King Simon come into play. Pay attention to this story thus far on. Drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. Y'all see the link ticking across the screen, man. Support the channel, man.
More, including my family as well. My uncle literally protected him. People like King Simon, who was supposedly my spiritual uncle.
King Simon frauded and snaked her, and this was allegedly her spiritual uncle or god daddy or god uncle.
He literally helped this man build his platform, and it might have been I literally, I told King Simon about him, in regards to him helping me run the bookstore and stuff like that, and that was before the shooting happened. But after the shooting happened,
we ain't doing that spiritual uncle, nigga. I'm your street uncle. I'm a street guy that just happened to be a scientist and a doctor. So I'm your street uncle. Don't mess with them spiritual uncles. They whack. Don't mess with your street uncle. We got your back. That's a bar.
Would have thought that he would have said, wait a minute, this is weird. Like, I'm not going to get involved. But instead, these people literally helped him and pushed him on a bigger platform so that this guy can grow. And that's what they did.
So this is the part where I was saying, telling people on the show last night, I said, I got a sister. She got a real story to tell. Hopefully she'll come on Moorish World TV. So this is the part that I was considering from talking to you privately. Was King Simon aware that he attempted to kill you and your brother?
The whole organization knows about it.
Was Sinetta aware that this took place? Was he around then too?
Sinetta is aware. There's no way
listen to her. She's using correct term when she's explaining. I want y'all to explain this. Listen to this. Come on, man. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. We got 361 in here. I appreciate it. If all my cousins in the chat listening can just go hit that like button and get us up to 300 likes. All we need is 70 likes, y'all. Come on, let's get it.
The organization knows about it.
Was Sinetta aware that this took place? Was he around then too?
Sinetta is aware. There's no way Sinetta is not aware of it. My mom has spoken to some of these people. My mom spoke to Brother Polight about the situation after it happened at King Simon's convention. She went there to talk to see what the hell, why the hell, you know what I'm saying? And, and the reality of it is, these people were protecting each other, including my family protecting them as well. So my uncle was protecting my aunt.
So King Simon was your spiritual uncle, right?
Yeah.
See, that's why I said you can't fuck with these spiritual uncles. I ain't y'all spiritual uncle. I'm y'all real cousin. And to some of y'all, I'm y'all street uncle. You understand me? This is a strong woman right here to be able to come on and tell her story. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
I've known him since I was a little girl. I've known him since I was a child, literally running around in hijab. I've known him since I was a baby, practically.
Did you know him when he was on the land? Because he said he spent some time on the land also.
I know him. I don't know him from on the land. I know him from Ansar Law community.
That's the Ansar.
He said King Simon was from the Ansar Law community, which is Nuwapian. Right before it came, before it was called Nuwapian, Dr. York had another group called the Ansar Law group. You know what I'm saying? They had them all throughout the northeast branches and everywhere. So before they became Nuwapians, they was called Ansar Law. King Simon was part of the prior group before it was Nuwapian. I'm just trying to catch up to speed.
Yeah, he would always come visit my mom when my mom lived on
Shout out to J
Vanderbilt
Family,
Street
man, for the cash app
in
donation.
in Brooklyn.
Shout out to J Family. We appreciate all the support.
And he would always come visit my mom.
Humbly.
You know, my mom was like the caretaker of all the kids, so all the kids would always come to her house. Jacob would come to her house all the time. You know, yada.
Anthony L. Pickens, are you sick? Nigga, are you sick?
He fought a lot. All of them, they was, you know, Fatima. All of the older kids, they will always come to my mom's house all the time. So me and my brother always had, you know, we always were, you know, the ones that had relationships.
Nigga, I don't smoke weed. I smoke weed.
With a lot of our siblings because my mom was always, you know, trying to keep in touch with every, you know, mother and, you know, trying to keep us in touch with all of our siblings.
So would you say that King Simon, aware of all of the drama, especially with the shooting? I mean, trying to kill a woman, that's like, I mean, to kill anybody, let me keep it a buck. To kill anybody, to try to kill anybody over something that's not even yours, over something that you have.
Right, like the get this through your skull. Polight trying to kill Dr. York's daughter, who's in possession and who the building in the store that Polight was working at is the name of. So she's actually the owner of it. Polight trying to kill her and take the store, and it has nothing to do with him. They was never gave to him. He don't know them people. He ain't even kin to these people. This is absurd and psychotic.
Have not even worked for something that you never possess. In this case, of the bookstore, and an argument over the bookstore that you did not even work for. You're not a child to inherit. To kill anybody over that is insane. But then to turn it up a little bit more, to attempt to kill a woman who is the biological child of the owner of the property. And I just want to bring a reality that, so King Simon, you're saying that King Simon was aware of all of this and still moved forward to usher Polight into the limelight?
Somehow, I don't know why, but yes, he did. These people, and this is what he said to me when I asked him about the situation. He said, "I remember you used to speak about it." He said, "Just be mindful who you speak to. Make sure they are credible." He said, "I don't have any hidden agenda because of your father's situation." I said, to be honest with you, you never know who to trust, especially
no, it's all love, Anthony
like
L.
this.
Pickens.
I said, when I told people that he tried to kill me, they brushed it under the rug and act like I was crazy, but continue to uprise this demon. I said, and that includes family. He said, "I didn't find out about your situation until late. Sorry that you got traumatized in any way." I said, honestly, the older I get, the more I realize that no one cared. I said, and it was all about money to them.
So is what you're reading from a text?
Yeah, this is a text from between me and King Simon.
You hear that text? Let's run that back. King Simon just texted her 2 weeks ago. Let's listen.
Sorry that you got traumatized in any way. I said, honestly, the older I get, the more I realize that no one cared. I said, and it was all about money to them.
So is what you're reading from a text?
Yeah, this is a text from between me and King Simon.
How old is the text?
The text is probably about 2 weeks old.
Okay, I got you. So 2 weeks old, he's claiming that he wasn't aware of the situation that you're describing now?
He said it wasn't, he's saying that he wasn't aware about it until it was too late. The whole everyone knew about the shooting. Everyone knew about it.
Yeah, because Bushwick is not like the whole state of New York. It's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then this is what he said back to me. He said, yes, it is about it. Basically, it's about money. And he said, be safe and have a good evening. He said, integrity has been removed from our community. I said, it was never a community.
Wow. Wow.
That was our last conversation.
So I'm gonna ask you one more time because I might have to use this if I ever interview him. Are you of the thought that let me start with King Simon. That King Simon was fully aware that Polight was a detriment to the community by what he committed towards you. And
hey, Andre Deals, it's really live for sure.
Other things that we probably haven't got time to mention, and proceeded to promote, push, and elevate him to the top of our what they will call conscious community. Is that what you're saying?
That's a fact. They did it for money. All of them did it for money. All these people were blood hungry for money. And that's why I said what I said about them, that you people did it for money. Y'all brushed it under the rug and continue to
Hyena Chief, what up, big bro?
Put this demon on a pedestal.
Sis,
y'all knew what they knew what they were doing.
I'm going to ask you. I want to do a test run with this recording. Can I do a few sound bites and cloud your voice up if you and
so listen, I want to pause it right there. We're gonna take a quick little 2-second break and we're gonna get into the other half of the video. Yeah. We can get into the other half of the video. How about that? I'm gonna need y'all to show some love. I'm gonna need y'all to support the channel. I'm gonna need y'all to drop some fire emojis off in this thing. Let's go. We ain't done. We ain't done. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. All right. Let's get these likes up. All right. I see y'all out there. We got 300 up in this thing. A little bit over 300. There you go. Let's go.
Somebody say, why not go to Real News? Look at this. Our mayor say, why not go to Real News? Our mayor think the European is real news. Y'all see this? Y'all should boo him. Our mayor say, why not go to Real News? Our mayor think that the European so-called white people, so-called Caucasian is the real news. Y'all see this? See how it messed me up? Why not go to Real News? This is where we at. This is where we at. You see what we gotta deal with? Y'all see this? Man, this is crazy, man. Go to Real News. Fox. Let's put it on O'Connor and hey, praise. I appreciate you. And
let's skip it up a little bit.
You know what? I guess that's what that is. Brother Simon, are you there?
So we just heard what the sister said about King Simon. And all the things she said about Polight. Watch how King Simon never says anything bad about Polight and actually tries to make it seem like this girl is the evil one and the bad one out the whole ordeal. He's going to try to make it seem like she's the bad guy. Look at this skin and grinning ass. Now, you can't trust a nigga that skin and grin like this. I promise you. He looks just like the damn coon. You ever seen them old little black Sambo cartoons where the old niggers used to be making fun of black people? He looks just like one of them motherfuckers, man. Skinning and grinning with tattered clothes on. Let's get to it, y'all. We ain't done.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. Now, Simon, let me see.
Skinning and grinning like a motherfucker. Look at him.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
Skinning and grinning.
Simon.
Look at that goddamn smile. 24 karat black out there. A coon.
Let me say this.
Yes, sir.
You know how I do my show.
Yes, sir.
And you know I put a lot of emphasis on what people say.
Yes, sir.
To bring clarity to their statement.
Yes,
now,
sir.
But anybody that ever watched my show, I've always have my platform open, not only, and I just want to take 2 minutes, not only to question me,
yes,
but to also respond to any allegations that is alleged against them. I've never, and so this is one of the reasons that Salt and Pepper Gold Teeth couldn't last here, because
who is that? I don't know who that is.
The Salt and Pepper Gold Teeth, he couldn't last on a platform because the moment that I said that you got to face these people that you're talking about, would you face Simon? Would you face Dr. Reggie? I don't need to talk to Simon. I don't need to talk to Dr. Reggie. Dr. Reggie lived with his father. I don't need to talk to Unc. Unc is a drug addict. So Salt and Pepper Gold Teeth could not last here because the platform is built on transparency. And if one is accused of something, no matter how much hype I put on it, no matter how much twist I put on it, I want the one who is the topic or the subject matter to have a chance to have a voice too, because I wouldn't want my voice silenced if somebody said something about me. So I'm going to yield the floor and give it to you, brother.
First and foremost, I want to thank you. I want to thank your audience, your great audience.
Now I want y'all to pay attention very close, as this is when the swindling and lying and shucking and jiving starts.
I want to thank them because I've gotten a lot of response from the last time I was on here. Enjoy it.
You a big deal, bro. You're an easy interviewer, brother. I wish I could get you on here for an hour.
One day that will be allotted to you, my brother. You know, but you remember, and I first and foremost remember, I sent you an email after I watched the clip that was quote unquote stolen. Okay, and I'm going to read that email because I CC'd it to you. After I sent you the email, I CC'd it to her, and I CC'd it to her mother also, because I'm close to her mother, also a dear friend for many years. And am I allowed to read it, sir?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I'm gonna give you the floor.
Absolutely. Okay. So to the family, thank y'all very much for allowing the numero Veda to be in front of you, because I keep up with the numbers. And I said, peace, Khair. I wanted to CC this letter I sent to Brother Tahaka Bey after listening to your interview online tonight, just out of respect for your perspective. Then I said, this is the letter that I sent to our brother Tahaka. Said, peace in Islam. Although I love and respect and her perspective, also her mom and I are still close friends for years, I do not know why she, Dr. York's daughter, Khair, is telling you that I knew all about her and her stepbrother's shooting situation with Brother Polight at Bushwick Avenue Bookstore. I only heard bits and pieces of the story from her.
He's lying. Polight told everybody. So why wouldn't he tell someone who ushered him into the community? The reason you even know about Polight on Sinetta is because of King Simon. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Let's continue.
Her perspective, I never heard the full story from her mouth because we were always seeing each other in passing. We never sat down and fully spoke about it in person or over the phone. I only heard bits and pieces from her, and maybe her mom mentioned it. Remember, I was introduced to Brother Polight in 2009 by a reverend Polight lived with on Halsey Avenue in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Also, when asked about the shooting situation, Brother Polight told his side of the story at lectures and in public forums and numerous times, and said it was in self-defense according to him, Brother Polight. Also, according to him, Brother Polight, he was vindicated through the courts. Again, I never knew the whole story about that incident. I was never a Nuwaubian under that doctrine. Like I've said before, I worked with Brother Polight because a good elder and reverend who remained nameless because he's dead, he transitioned, in our community, introduced us and said I should allow him to open up for Dr. Sabi on November 14, 2009, at my 14th celebration in promotion and productions. That's the first time Polight ever spoke for me. And that's when he opened up for Dr. Sadie, because that elder who was a reverend in a big church in Brooklyn that Polight spoke in before me, before he ever met me, and he loved his energy so much, and he wanted to support the young brother at that time. I continue in the letter, say, also Polight and his wives were willing to produce flyers, help promote the event, and they cooked food for the event to make his money just because he was an opening speaker. And that impressed me more. And let me stop right there real quick, because it impressed me as a promoter. You never get people that will promote you, or speakers that will promote as heavily as you promote as a promoter. So that's what really impressed me, because remember, I've been promoting since I was young. So most people that are artists, especially in the music industry, expect you to promote and then pack the place for them so they can just perform. But when you get somebody that's an artist or a speaker that promotes, that is something that touches my heart. And I've seen him go on the train with his wives and his children to give out flyers and promote these events. So I'm impressed as a promoter. So let me finish what I said. Also, like I said, like she said, Dr. York's brother, her uncle on Bedford Avenue, Umkhe's uncle, also co-signed him, Brother Polight, as a good brother by renting a storefront out to him to conduct classes and sell handmade products, books, newspapers, and he and his wives produced. So that is my basic part of the story. And by the way, I also knew Dr. York's brother, her uncle, who was also a good elder I've known for many years. FYI, I took my Islamic Shahada in 1984 and moved into the Ansar Allah community in 1985 and lived in that community from 85 until 1988. The Nawapian doctrine did not exist at that time. From your brother in truth, Brother King Simon. That was the letter that I wrote.
Exactly, and I received that. Let me ask you this. She said that you was her spiritual uncle, and you being her spiritual uncle, and Polight, you mentioned that Polight was vindicated by the courts, and you heard according to him about the authorities. You said, and you heard his story many times at lectures and all of that, and you said that he said it was in self-defense. Have you ever personally heard her story from her?
Never heard her story in completion, never. Always bits and pieces like this and like what's happening now. Always in bits and pieces. And then remember what she said in that interview you did. Some of her family was against her. She said that in your interview. So that's interesting that her family was there. So again, why Polight even came under my radar is because of one elder who was a reverend that Polight lived with. And then the brother of Dr. York, her uncle, her blood uncle, co-signed him by renting out the stores and doing what they did. Not going to mention his name because he's not even in America anymore. So he's an elder right now. I don't want to even get these elders, so I'm not mentioning any names. So we got to really be very careful and get the full perspective again. It's all about perspective, because remember, the people that's involved is the people that she mentioned. She mentioned Sakina, who Polight and Water was under in that bookstore, in that building. Mentioned Water, mentioned Polight, mentioned her and the stepbrother getting shot. And then she mentioned Muhammad, which was Emil, the wife of Brother Polight, quote unquote, wife of Brother Polight, who also came down to see what was happening. She mentioned all that in the story. And then she threw one of her sisters under the bus and talked about her mother and all that. But let me say something to her personally. We love you. And I feel, and I know that you know we love you, and you know your mother and everybody love you, but you need to get some consultation. You seriously need to get some consultation, because, and not because of a shooting, because you're hurt, you've been through, you said it on his interview, you've been molested, you went through the foster care, you've been hurt. And most of those people, think about this. Dr. York had over hundreds of children. You think he got to share time with them? So of course there's father issues there. There may be a little mother issues there. There may be this. We got to really think that whatever's happened, I never stifled her voice. Polight was just introduced to me from elders, and I respected those elders and put him on. And because he showed so much zeal as a young person, who I've supported many young people and young women in this community, put them on stages, new stages. I've put various people, and you can check my track record. I've put multiple people in front of my stage. But he was the one who wanted to open up and cook food. I never paid him like that. He always got paid through his food and his books. So I let him open up for Phil, Ashraf Kwesi. Matter of fact, that lecture that your friend there who was on your line there, Minister Inky, he was the one that said, oh, that was Phil Valentine's lecture. But if he...
Notice how he just talked so good about Polight and throwing her up under the bus. King Simon got a lot to do with it. Now, you know, he said he just admitted that he's her spiritual uncle. Now, watch this. I want y'all to keep that in mind. He admitted it right now on his live. Now, watch this.
He did look carefully when he was talking about Renentet coming down off the stage. If you look carefully, you see Ashraf Kwesi's wife right there. So that was Ashraf Kwesi's lecture, not Phil Valentine's lecture. And Polight never paid for Phil Valentine, never paid for Ashraf Kwesi. He paid himself through his food that they was very good at, because they used to own a restaurant that
he keeps saying, oh, he was good. He paid himself. He's giving nothing but credit to Polight and throwing this lady up under the bus. I just want y'all to keep that in mind.
The Reverend helped him to get years ago, and he paid through his book. So every lecture he produced a book. The man was an entrepreneur. I went on train one time with Brother Polight and his wife and seen them raise up to $200 to $300 to $500 on the train, asking for money and giving away flyers and telling what
he giving you about 74% bullshit.
His bookstore is, and selling and selling papers. I seen what all his wife and children could do. So if a person like me, who is with integrity, sees somebody putting in that work, you want to support him. Let's go back to Dr. York. Sheikh Dawood supported Dr. York. Dr. York, in the beginning of his stages, was walking from Bronx to Brooklyn to tabligh people. When you see young brothers doing things and doing like that in the community, no matter what happened to them throughout the interim of life and what power has done to them, you try to support them with our hearts and integrity. That's what we do. I supported people. I've been in the Nation of Islam, supported Khalid, supported Minister Farrakhan. I've supported Dr. York. I've supported all these people. But I always came in with my love and my heart and my integrity, because I was always a natural promoter. And if I believe in something with my heart, I'm going to help them. That's just what that is.
They say if he believes something with his heart, he's going to help them. So when the lady came to him and told him what happened to Polight and what Polight doing, obviously he didn't help her because he didn't believe it in his heart. He didn't want to. He just told on himself. Listen to him.
I love in my heart, and Islam supported Khalid, but I always came in with my love.
Now listen to what he said.
In my heart and my integrity, because I was always a natural promoter. And if I believe in something with my heart, I'm going to help them. He said
if he believed in something with his heart, he's going to help them. So you're not going to help him if you don't believe them.
Natural promoter. And if I believe in something with my heart, I'm going to help them. That's just what that is. Go ahead, brother.
The sister seems to put on the record that she felt that she was neglected. Even as you say this, and I'm not antagonized, I'm just trying to.
And obviously, he never liked the girl, or still don't, or have some type of animosity just by the way he's speaking about her and on her. And you can tell in contrast by the way he speaks about Polight. So he has a hatred that his grin is trying to hide.
Some perspective. Even as you say that you put your energy towards Polight. And you put
it wasn't about Polight.
It's work ethic. You see his work ethic, and you put a lot of interest in that, because it inspired you to assist a young brother like that had that type of work ethic. I get that. She's saying that, but she's on the flip side of that. She's saying that, what about her being attempted to be murdered and her brother being shot? Nobody gave any attention to that. I think that's a real big concern.
That situation took place in 2007, 2006. I had no involvement with Polight. I don't know him. I didn't meet him until 2009. I know nothing about that until later.
Oh,
nothing. See, timeline, chronology has to be put in place. And then remember cause and effect. What caused them to get into that beef? What makes her?
First, he said he don't know nothing. He wasn't there. Now he's asking, do you know what caused the beef? That means you know more than what you're leading on. Listen.
That situation took place in 2007, 2006. I had no involvement with Polight. I don't know him. I didn't meet him until 2009. I know nothing about that until later. Oh, nothing.
See, listen.
See that timeline, chronology has to be put in place. And then remember cause and effect. What caused them to get into that beef?
What makes her story is that nobody was paying the bills. She was living there, and they were supposed to have a meeting. Right. And I don't know the greater details of what
exactly.
But somebody has to show up with a gun because Polight said he called the meeting though.
Right, but nobody knows except those people.
Polight called the meeting, but
I wasn't. But think more. I'm not there. I wasn't there.
I'm just saying.
I'm not part of that.
He said he wasn't there. He's not part of that. Now watch him take up for Polight, like as if he was there.
From her vantage point, Polight calls the meeting, and it fits both sides. It was to address the utilities. Polight give a story around something about the house, but he doesn't go into great detail. And she says it's about taking care of the maintenance and the utility of the house. And Polight says he calls the meeting.
Wayne, what up?
But then, whether it was Polight or those on his team shows up with a pistol.
That I don't know. I don't know that part. That's not. I wasn't there. I don't know that. Like I said, I'm getting bits and pieces of the story.
But you said that you heard Polight tell the story.
Yeah, he's told it numerous times.
Right. So did Polight say somebody showed up with a gun or not? Because he's already said it on Vlad. So he didn't tell you this, which is you and his friend. You're lying, King Simon.
That's not. I wasn't there. I don't know that. Like I said, I'm getting bits and pieces of the story.
But you said that you heard Polight tell the story.
Yeah, he's told it numerous times on stage.
What I'm saying is we can surmise that somebody showed up with a gun on Polight's side and somebody was shot. We can surmise
that. Definitely surmise that.
Now, the point is if that happened in 2007 and y'all heard about it or the conscious community heard about it in 2009, her I think her problem is that even from 2007 to 2009 and beyond, no one addressed it, that someone tried to kill her and her brother. That's her problem. I think that's what we have to underscore.
But that's valid from her perspective again, because
now he's saying that she's not right. That's valid from her perspective. Why ain't you saying, well, Polight is valid from his perspective and she's valid? He's biased. He's taking up for Polight every time he speaks because he knows he has something to do with a lot of this shit. He could have been bound bottom Polight. Polight could have been getting this bound bottom by King Simon.
If you talk to family members around her, they have other perspective. I'm not going to get into that because that's family business.
We don't, and that's all we know is her perspective that she got blood on her. She got blood on her from her stepbrother being shot. Polight gets taken into custody. The neighbor says the guy throw the clothes in the trash can, and then goes away. And her rationale, for the audience that don't know, her rationale was they've been groomed not to even deal with the authorities. They were young and they've been groomed
for the community.
Not to even deal with the authorities. And so at that age, they kind of just chalked it up and was hoping that the community would respond to this situation, but they left her.
Now, before it go, man, I want y'all to hit the like button. We got 431 people in the live stream. Peace and blessings. This is live, y'all. So make sure y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat. Hit the like button. Hey, y'all see the Cash App tag going across the screen. Support the channel, you guys. I mean, let's go.
For high and dry.
What's so funny about that?
Ain't no, what's the only thing popping on YouTube right now? Still one of the latest chats on YouTube. Shout out to yourself for being a realist. Hey, man, let's get it. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Though Polight was also able to come back to that community probably a few years later and do a full lecture there, still in that same bookstore. And I think I ran into her that time and we hugged each other and she kept it moving and doing her thing, but again, with family and what they went through, like I said, I only heard bits and pieces of this story up to this day. And because I had family around her come and support, and she said it, even her family came and support some of the stuff. Sakina never paid none of us. Sakina ain't about paying nobody.
Listen, he gonna say he don't know nothing about Sakina later on, but let's see what he said about Sakina right now. I want y'all to pay attention because Sakina is the same lady who dropped Dr. York's daughter off in the middle of the night when she was 16, knowing that the mother didn't live there no more, causing her to go into a foster care. Sakina is the lady who did that. Keep that in mind.
Sakina never paid none of us. Sakina ain't about paying nobody. She wants to get paid. That's Sakina. Let's stop playing.
He said she wants to get paid. That's the key. Meaning he knows that she's money hungry. She's greedy, which is one of the main reasons why she thought that she had input or ties to Dr. York's daughter's house. This is why the whole argument went on. She has most of it to do with too. Shout out to Jermaine for the Cash App donation for power, he said. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. I need that, man. I appreciate that. Need all the power we can get in the atmosphere, hoping it rain down and manifest on us. So we appreciate the support, man. Y'all support the channel. I definitely humbly appreciate that.
That's one thing about Sakina. And I only knew Sakina through passing because she was one of those people that was on 125th with Sonetta, but she was up the block. And Sonetta... Jermis, that's your name. My bad, I pronounced it wrong. Jermis. Excuse me, y'all. My voice going out too. I did not know her, especially during that Polight era. So she putting Polight. See, she throwing people in the mix and don't want to put the full. He said she's throwing people in the mix and lying. So look, it's obvious at this point, King Simon is taking up for Polight. That lets you know where his allegiance is. And ever since he's been charged with these heinous crimes, he have not said one bad thing about Polight ever in his life. Listen, I'm waiting on y'all in the chat. If you hear King Simon say anything remotely bad about Polight, let me know. Story. We did not get paid by Sakina and get paid off. And when I wrote that text to her, at the bottom of that text, when it says, yes, it's about, she said, honestly, the older I got, the more I realized that no one cared. It was all about the money to them. And I said, yes, it is about it. Be safe and have a good evening. Then I continued and said, integrity has been removed from our community. And she said, it never has been. It never had. She said it was never in the community. And that's a lie. Because she should never say that, because her father started that community with integrity. And every time in the community, it was about money, because if you wasn't bringing in the $100 per man per night, you was considered a bum. So don't play with about money, and it's about money. Everything in raising and building a community and paying bills and families and businesses is about money. So in her case, she may think it's about money. Nobody was paying us off. Nobody was paying us off to not talk about her story. She became obsolete because we wasn't hearing about her no more. Her family wasn't even dealing with her that much no more. She was doing her own thing. She's a model. She does design. She does clothing. She does everything.
She actually says that, though. She actually says that she pretty much she got fed up because the community kind of...
Her whole family, too. Let's not say community. Her whole family, too.
Look, he's throwing everybody up on the bus to say Polight at this point. He's trying to say Polight with all his heart.
So this is what I'm saying. This is what she's saying. She's saying that whether it was the family, whether it was the community, I'm saying it's all inclusive, that they pretty much looked at it and said...
Yeah, but it wasn't. But Tahaga, it wasn't the conscious.
He's not even playing the middle. He's all the way over there with Polight. It's obvious.
It's community.
If he said, I want y'all to tell me in the chat, say, Big Bap, I heard it. If he say anything about Polight bad, he's throwing this girl up on the bus. He's discrediting her. He's trying to unarm her from her truth, and he's doing damage control for Polight. Let's keep it going.
It was the Nuwapian.
No. That's what I'm saying. Listen. I talked to her today, and I asked her specifically, and she talks about the Nuwapian community, and she segue into that the conscious community from promoting Polight overlooked it. So I mean, what we're talking about is that when we say conscious community, it seems.
Look, if you look at his glasses, you can see he was reading a text message from somebody telling him to say certain things and angle in. You can see it on his glasses. Look, he's reading the text message.
When we say conscious community, it seems to be all inclusive. But she actually comes back. No, but she comes back and clarifies. She said the Nuwapian community was dirty, and much of her family was dirty and ignoring her.
I wish I can do some motherfucking FBI enhancements, zoom in and get the name who was on her. You feel me? I guarantee his brother Polight texting him. See, I'll be on everything. I'll be watching there. Look, you can tell his brother. It's a text message. It's probably brother Polight.
And by the time Polight was advanced, what we call the conscious community, they began to protect Polight, and no one would ever address.
Yeah, he's reading the text right now. You can see him reading it.
That he tried to kill her and her stepbrother.
No, that's not true, brother. It's not that people don't address. People ask the question. He spoke about it numerous times about his story with that.
Nobody, but I'm saying nobody addressed it in her defense to see if she was all right. See how did she feel about being her life was attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Polight's speech.
He can't even help it. He moving his lips when he read. You can almost read his lips and get the conversation. Watch his lips. Watch these pink motherfuckers. Here we go.
Her life was attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Polight's speaking on it. We're talking about no one.
Look, he just read it, and now he about to say whatever he just read.
We're not talking about Polight's speaking on it. We're talking about no one, according to her, one came to her defense, and no one even cared about where she stood on the measure.
You know what's so interesting, brother? That's why you got to fill in blanks. Even, again. You
can see the screen switching. Yeah, he back on StreamYards now because you can see the multiple boxes.
And we love that sister.
Man, shout out to Tahaka Bay, man, in the chat, man. Tahaka Bay in the chat. Shout out to him, man. It was a good build, man. Let's keep listening.
Born again, like I said last time about those number 3s. She's born on the 3rd of the month, and they love this drama. They love the hype. They like the energy. I spoke about this again. And she's born, I'm not going to tell you what month she's born, but she's born under that 3 energy, and that 3 energy love that reckless talk and that scandal and all that stuff.
Hey, you been doing your thing, homie. Good bills, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. You've been doing your thing. Keep kicking them out. Keep exposing these frauds and crooks that's in our community, stopping us from progress. Like I said, y'all, let's get back to it. I believe this guy knows more than what he's putting on, and he's obviously doing damage control for Polight. Let's keep it going. I know you do, big brother. You know we go back, bro.
But even in her history, she's called cops on everyone, even on her own family and siblings. So this is something ongoing here with some of her own family. So if people pushed her to the side because she kept on doing certain reckless things, even to her own.
Hey, Taka Bay, stay around. I'm gonna drop. I want to ask you a few questions. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat too, man. I want you to come on. Just him only, you guys. Nobody else hit the link here in a second.
Family. Polight according to him, got exonerated from that.
That's cool with you, Tahaka Bay. If you can hit the link, just let me know if you can or can't, brother.
Court system. What am I supposed to do? Go and check out? I don't check out. I got things to do. I've got multiple streams of income. I got no time to be playing games with people. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this before Polight, and think about it. Both her and Polight is born 1983. I got my shahada in 84. They was 1-2 years old when I was doing this. So I was doing consciousness or that stuff before they was born. I was in the 5% when I was 15 years of age. So they wasn't even born when I was doing this. So I got no reason to lie to none of them because I'm not afraid of none of them. But I do want both of them. Her, Polight, her brothers and sisters, all of them need to heal from whatever they're going through, from their father issues, their mama issues, whatever they're going through, they got to heal because we love them that much. Because I was close to Yadallah. He rest in peace, the older brother. I was close to Jacob back in the day in that community. I knew Ish. I know Peter from Erasmus. I'm from there. That's where I'm from. I grew up there. Like I told you in the last message, like I told you and your family and on the show, Dr. York's message saved my life. You understand? So if Dr. York's own brother co-signed him from the African Islamic mission, and I won't say his name, but that's the mission that he had. And if a reverend and elder that used to support me at all my lectures came.
Now, I'm going to skip it up just a little bit because we hear him going in. We're going to skip it up just a little bit. Let's get it cracking right about here. Let me skip it up just a little bit. Let's go to right here. Let's go
to that age. You see,
like I said, maybe some of her family came to the age. I don't know none of that story.
Right.
I don't know none of that story.
We're gonna find out in a minute. I'll pull you out, and then I'll let her go. And
let her flow.
Oh, you want to stay in?
I can stay in, but I'm gonna let her flow. I'm gonna let her flow.
He said he's gonna let her flow. Let her flow. He gonna cut her off a couple times because she going in. She dropped some balls.
I'm cool. I have no problems with
All right.
He said you don't have no problems with it, but watch the body language. This is a lie. You can tell the connotation as he addresses her through this whole dialogue with her. Now watch his body language.
Oh, you want to stay in?
I can stay in, but I'm gonna let her flow. I'm gonna let her flow. I don't have no. I'm cool. I have no problems with
All right.
She had a little shake. That was an unconfident shake.
Uma York is in the building. How you doing, sis?
Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up?
He said, "Unc's here." Now he just acknowledged himself as his spiritual uncle. Listen.
Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up, Taha?
Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up, Tahaka? How you doing?
How you doing over there?
I haven't, Simon. I haven't heard anything from you and before or after that whole Polight situation up until today, or as a matter of fact, up until the day I contacted you about him being arrested, and you said and I stated exactly what you said to me in message, and which I probably will start to share online so everybody could see what kind of person you really are, because I feel like you're a very disgusting person for you to be up here talking about how you don't know what I was a troubled child and all of this. First of all, anybody that's experienced the stuff that I've experienced, and your family's begging you to drop charges because of them trying to highlight somebody because they want more money. All y'all people looked at this whole.
Hey, sis is fire. Y'all already know you do. And I did my own research behind the scenes. She's thorough. A lot of this shit is very verifiable. Hey, talk about. Let me know when you're ready for me to drop that link for you, bro. All you gotta do is say you ready.
Situation is a way for y'all to make money, and that's it. Y'all didn't care about me being a child that was being tortured or harassed or anything or being shot at. Y'all did not care. Even up until this day, you don't care. You look at this as a platform for you to probably rebuild yourself at this point. And that's really how I look at it. I didn't even want to come up here till I started hearing the stuff coming out of your mouth. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to come up here and defend it.
You know I'm going to broadcast it after you done, Tahaka. You know it's coming up on the channel. We're doing a recap. We do our recaps of it. They fire, and we breaking down this fraud. It's a network of fraud, pedophilia, a scamming going on behind the scenes, man.
Myself, because y'all not gonna keep attacking me and feel like y'all gonna attack me on the side end. Now, my family, in regards to my family protected Polight. Why my family protected Polight was because they had their hands in on everything. They were robbing my father blind. These people were literally committing fraud. Okay, these people were committing fraud on the building that my father left for me Yes, that's how I was, and that's why I was in that building telling people to stop disrespecting you, because they knew my platform in the building. Period.
Let me say, Sister Uma York, I want to thank you, sis, for coming on, because we had quite a few conversations, and you was like, I'm not ready. And I'm like, I respect it. But as you can see, I don't know if I did exactly what I said I would do when the video leaked. I say, sis,
yeah, he's sweat. He's nervous. He don't know what she's gonna bring, and what it is. She can recall, and she's recollecting everything. So when she says something deliberately, she's really explaining it. You see what I'm saying? Now you heard what he said. Now let's get into it. This Uncle Simon, he said it already.
I got to post the video, and I got to bring clarification
Spiritual
to the video,
uncle.
and I hope that I was able to do that. Simon is a friend of mine through this social media thing. I don't know him of doing any wrong because I wasn't there, you know, and I always seen him do things honorable.
And by the way, this is actually Dr. York's daughter. This is her that was speaking on the prior interview we just showed. This is her now on the live stream having the dialogue with King Simon. Let's continue.
I think he deserves a voice. Definitely you deserve a voice, because you are the one that has been victimized. But I would pray that I did some justice with your story today, because everything about your story screams that you were victimized. And
she really was. She was truly victimized. And it's sad that we keep running into these stories of these women constantly being victimized. We can't keep allowing that. I'm dropping the link in the chat right now, Brother Tahaka. Let's get it. Hey, y'all drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. Make sure y'all share this on all your social media outlets. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. Y'all already know how we rocking, man. Peace and blessings and love to each and every one of you guys. Make sure you hit the like button and thumb up the video. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. While we wait, let's get a little jammy jam going.
Stack that bitch up, right?
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't legalized. Realized.
All right, y'all. We got the brother in here, man. We got Tahaka Bay in the building, y'all. What's good with it? OG, what's good?
Man, listen, I'm just chilling with the little one real quick. You know what I'm saying? For a minute, man, taking a break until Saturday, so we bust their head again. But that's all. That's all, man. But I appreciate your work, man. You know, a lot of people try to steal my work just for sensationalism, but you've been putting in this work, man, trying to wake people up to us being Aboriginal. You know, a few years ago, we was talking about doing a debate about being Moorish and Aboriginal, but the Moors subscribe to that Aboriginal thought also as the indigenous American thought. So it never got to that point, but we still got to do that thing.
Oh yeah, we got to do that one day. We got to, but right now we got to clear the house.
I just wanted to put a disclaimer, you know, that a lot of people been trying to take all these exclusive that I've been putting out, man. But only people that can rock with me and my exclusive is those that's rock with me. You know what I'm saying? So I support you, bro. I love what you're doing. I love the comments in the chat. And I think we need to support this sister, man.
No, definitely. I would love to get her on the channel. We can donate to her everything, man. You know, we do it in over here, man. We definitely pay them for their time. So we'd love to get the sister come on and speak her piece anytime. So you can put that in the atmosphere.
Well,
Listen,
I will tell you this. I missed the call 2 times from her today, but I will be talking to her tomorrow or before I close out tonight. And I'll let her know. But I will tell you that, man, she got so much, man. I mean, bro.
Hey, when I watched the first one, she was like, man, this ain't nothing. This rabbit hole go a lot deeper. I was like, deeper? Sheesh.
Hey, bro, and see, that's what happened. Me and her had been talking for a few days, and I did a couple pre-interviews. So I just know I don't really write questions down, but I wanted to make sure that I'm in that type of frame of mind so I can ask the right questions. And man, for like 3 days that we've been talking, you know, I recorded it. And so I let a little bit go up in the cloud. What is it? The throne, and somebody, swiped it down. But I'm telling you, man, I got hours and hours of conversation with us, and man, sis gonna bring it, man. She gonna bring it,
Hey,
and I think
she
she will come
I
to your
like her
Saturday because she
energy
want to get the word
already,
out.
man, and it seems like she's explaining it the best of her ability, while even drawing in certain things that you can't deny. You know what I'm saying? That make it a fact. So I'm listening to the story, and it's dope. And like I said, I appreciate what you're doing right now, exposing these brothers and these frauds in the community. It take a lot of courage to do that, because people gonna go at you about that.
Yeah, and let me say this. One of the things that people don't really realize is that just like you can verify the Polight story from Polight, a lot of her stories you can verify, because you know how weirdos do. They talk too much. And on the internet, they talk. I'm telling you, a lot of stuff will come out because a lot of people have done these interviews, or they have done commentary, and they talked about these things. And
Mm-hmm.
now people just gonna find the videos and connect the dots. This what was so fascinating about when I was talking to her. Everything that she was telling me, she either had receipts tangible, or you can find a video where somebody was talking about it. I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. And she
So
was just
let me
like,
ask you a question, because we at this part of the video where it's questioned that King Simon knows a lot more than
right.
what he's proceeding. Uh, how do you feel about that situation? Do you believe that he is hiding? Because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I've never heard him say one bad thing about Polite. I've never
Let me
heard
say
him go
this.
against Polite.
Right. Let me say, I like King Simon um, as a politician. I think he's very charismatic. He's a showman. Let's be real. He's a showman.
He's a showman.
Um, yeah, he's a showman. But when you hear her story, if we're able to arrange it for Saturday, you'll be able to see that not only King Simon, but it's some names that's gonna come out,
I can't
bro.
wait. I can't wait.
They know. They know. And I mean, like I said, I like King Simon, but that's why you notice it seemed like King Simon was a little bit nervous, maybe a little bit fidgety, because he didn't know what she was going to say. But King Simon I am of the thought that King Simon know more, because of what she told me and how close knit that circle was. It wasn't a big circle. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like now, whereas though you in one city, I'm in one city, we on the internet. No, this was in a Bushwick. It was a small circle. Everybody knew, and everybody hung down there. Everybody either hung there or 125th Street. Everybody that you see today that came through Sinetta and got some sort of type of publicity, opposite of not Tazoria, because he wasn't even conscious back then. But I'm just saying, most of them, they was in those circles in Brooklyn, and then they moved on to Sinetta. A fact. So some
Mm,
names gonna come out and shock the world.
See,
And the
see,
thing
I
is,
feel like it's getting into it now, because it's forcing people to either tell the truth now. Because I guarantee they wasn't expecting this sister to come out and speak on
hey,
nothing.
bro, I think I'm the only one on the internet that interviewed a Dr. York daughter that she doesn't come off as quacky.
In
She
full
doesn't come off
detail,
as
it
wicked.
makes sense, and it doesn't sound cuckoo. Right, right.
Hey, bro, and when everybody watching now and a little bit shook, because I'm telling you, when she tells these stories, her problem is not that everybody participated and demonizing her. Her problem is half turned the eye and act like they didn't see nothing, and the other intentionally covered it up.
Why? And I noticed that some of the people that maybe even turned the blind eye, not only turned the blind eye, but also kept promoting and memorializing Brother Polite as this going
Absolutely.
on.
Because her theory is that, okay, at that time the lectures was the older guys, Phil Valentine, Leonard Jeffries, and now they got this guy that's like 26 years old. He talk fast, he's very eloquent, He's fast on his toes when it comes to questions. He's spitting it rapidly. And whether it's true, false, real or indifferent, people was like, whoa. It was kind of like, that's that them one hit wonders. They like, man, this gonna be a superstar. And so they pushed that one hit wonder. However, they seen that this one hit wonder, it was gonna go platinum. And so they was trying to listen, this is what you gotta understand. When a lecture happens, it's a lot of hands in the pot. So if you can get this one hit wonder to go platinum, that means you have hundreds of people eating. You feel what I'm saying? So Polight became the bag that needed to be protected.
And you got to ask yourself, how did Sonetta come into the community? And from my understanding, it was King Simon who ushered him in.
Well, you talking about Polight?
Yeah, Polight.
Yeah. Well, this is the strange part about it, and I got some research that I'm working on now. The strange part about it is that Polight appears in Brooklyn around 2007. He appears in this reverend that Simon won't mention in his house, staying in his reverend house. The reverend introduced him to King Simon, and that becomes his entry into the conscious community. However, I got some research where, oh man, I'll give you exclusive here because I'm gonna do it soon.
Yeah. You ain't gotta drop it here.
He appears to be entering the country in 1990.
Whoa.
1993, and he's coming through Maine. You know what I'm saying? I've tracked him up into Maine. Bro, I'll say this and I'll leave it like this.
Shit.
He's not who he say he is. I can tell you that even his social security number belongs to a deceased person.
God.
And I got
damn.
Yeah. But this is how deep it runs. This is why the sister said, she said, she was like, I don't know if he a gang member. I don't know where he come from. All I know is that he showed up one day. Bro, this guy's a plant. I believe he's an agent. He's a plant. But I think what he did was he took it too far, and now they're going to get him up out of there. You know, because you're always expendable. Expendable.
It's kind of over with now because you heard him after the court case hearing, and he got one coming up in December the 3rd, and you heard him get on live after that and say, listen, they got rid of all the bad charges, and now so y'all need to talk about it. When he didn't know that somebody was in there recording the Zoom court hearing. And then he added on more charges and up the bail. He simply came on and lied to us.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, even the lives that he's doing now is really just throwing pee in the wind. He's setting himself up for real, but I think they're gonna pull him out. I think he them peoples, man. And that's when I bring my research out. I think a lot of.
You think this is just a joke? You think it's just a?
No, it's real. What I'm saying is, I believe that he was a plant put in the community. This is what I believe. I believe he was a plant put in the community, and he came through the way of that preacher that King Simon is talking about. And this is what we got to know about COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO is not all about trying to kill people. COINTELPRO or infiltration is all about controlling the masses or groups of people. You know what I'm saying? So change the thought, manipulate the thought, and move the people in a direction where they can be controlled. You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at him coming in as a New Wapian was on the decline. And so that was his entry point into the conscious community, which they probably could project was going to be big. And as we see, it happened probably about 3 years ago. The conscious community
it makes sense. It makes sense. Nuwapian was already compromised. The leader was already gone. It had already started to fall. So I'm not even gonna say that. It's making sense. It all makes
sense. That's the entry point. He can't enter in. See, they already used the Moors for a lot of people to come in through the entry point. You know what I'm saying? But now the Moors, such as myself, got a big mouth saying, man, these people ain't no Moors. These people corny. These people fake. These people phony. Man, get out of here with that. And then people start attacking the Moors. So the Moors, for all intents and purposes, lost a lot of credibility back 5-7 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And Sinetta was attacking them and all that. So they wasn't the entry point for something like this. But Nuwapian was on a decline, and now he can slip right in. They still had sales going. They still have influence. They couldn't come in. He couldn't come into the Nation of Islam. They're too strict on how you become a FOI and things like that. And I'm sure they got agents in there too. But Polight is just too reckless. So I believe he came in through the Nuwapian, and then he worked his way up towards Sinetta, and then he controlled the algorithms of the conscious community, and he got what he got out of it, and then he went on to Hollywood.
He used Sinetta as an amplifier, because Sinetta had already reached tons of people over the course of time. Not at one time, but over the course of time, he's got several people, and using Polight on his platform as an amplifier. I think they was all involved. I mean, obviously we see Sinetta involved. So let me ask you this. The sister also brought up, Dr. York's daughter also brought up the fact that that Sinetta even knew and was even directly contacted by her mother about the situation. It was never spoken on.
So basically what she's saying is, you got, like, I like how she talked, because she talked in such a way that if you really listen to her words, you can tell when she's suggesting something and when she's saying something definitively. She says, I feel as though Sinetta, or I think Sinetta knew, and I'm saying I believe Sinetta knew. See, those type of things is she's presuming that he know, because the people that have reached out to her, and Polight being around and telling the story and things of that nature. But she never definitively say Sinetta no. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought when she got off the phone, and it's coming up on your bill here in a second, she says, well, I just got off the phone with my brother, and he confirmed that my mother went directly to Sinetta.
Yeah, but he didn't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he said it.
So, but I'm saying what's honorable about her is she really watch her words. She really don't want to.
Exactly. She's not saying she said that. She's giving exactly the way it is what I get at.
Exactly. Like, I feel as though he should know because my mother reached out to Sinetta, or I feel as though that my brother reached out. Oh, my bad. My brother said he reached out to Simon and got it mixed up. You feel what I'm saying? So she's really trying to be accurate with telling the story. But can she definitively say Sinetta knew? Not really, but I believe Sinetta knew personally.
Yeah. I mean,
I believe because this is what it is. Remember when Simon kept saying that Polight was mentioning it in his lectures, and this was one of Polight's claim to fame of overcoming and now becoming conscious. You feel me? And he repeated the same thing on Vlad. Now, when the video come out where he's saying it on Sinetta's couch, the game gonna change.
Because when you think about it, she said the situation that happened at the bookstore. Polight, the dude that was with Polight, her brother, 2 shots to the head. Forget all the filler. Polight pretty much says the same thing in the Vlad interview that you displayed during the live stream.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, there's a video out there where he says it on Side of the Couch too. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a video. And then there's a video out there where Sinetta said, man, you took them stories to Vlad, but you took them stories to Vlad and you took it to the Breakfast Club, but you ain't give me them stories like that. He said, and Polight says, he was like, come on, man, I've been told you this. We've been talking about this.
Man, that's a dagger.
Yeah. So it's all gonna go full circle. And I don't want people. See, this is what I'm trying to get to now. I don't want people to think I'm intentionally have some beef with Sinetta or trying to throw him under the bus. I just want everybody to hear the truth for what it is, and I want people to hear it in the raw. I don't want it to come off as I'm antagonizing or if I'm targeting Sinetta. I could care less. Sinetta yesterday. You know what I mean? We today. It is what it is.
Look, it's like this, Brother Tahaka. If you constantly saying frauds, child molesters, and crooks and swindlers in a certain community, and not only that, in a particular house, you gotta eventually say something like this brother who house this is harboring these people. And what I mean metaphorically, this conscious community in this house of consciousness. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. So, bro, at the end of the day, it's all gonna go full circle, right? And I'm telling you, within the next few weeks, you know, I think when we finish our interview, she's gonna start doing her rounds. But you know, she's still.
Put me in the first deals. We'll make a nice donation to her.
But I'm gonna tell you this. One thing about her is that her life has been threatened so many times, so she's real skeptical about moving, you know,
as she should.
You know what I'm saying? But she ready to rock and roll because she's
the thing is for her to still be here doing what she's doing, explaining her story. Because first of all, the beginning story is just traumatizing for a young gal. You understand me? It's very traumatizing.
Absolutely. And man, I just say if I hope I got the time Saturday to bring her on so we can go into some greater detail. But a lot of popular names that people are used to on HOK, because a lot of people, like I say, they went straight from Bushwick to those lectures at that house, from the bookstore straight to Sinetta.
I remember a few people being there. I can remember a few names specifically speaking on that particular house or that bookstore.
And look, this is the thing. You know, like me and Salt and Pepper Gold Teeth kind of fell out, right? Me and him kind of fell out, right? But he was right in the midst of it too.
I've been saying, listen, even when y'all was on our killing Polight, I said, listen, I know that he's breaking down some shit for Polight. I'm cool. Let me get all that. But I know you got more to play with it too. And that's what I'm thinking with Inky. You feel me? I know you got more to do with it.
And let me say,
I see you about to get beat up by Captain Tazariak for this man. I see you taking up for Dr. York for this man, talking to the Puerto Rican down there. So I know you was involved with more.
And so let me say this. Somebody said, how are we gonna? All this is over, Inky. This is not over, Inky. The point that I'm making is, I brought Inky on my show to interview him to give us some insight about. This was the part of this. This was literally, I brought him on the show to tell us about that era of time when he met Polight and the development of the conscious community. Anybody can go back and check the original video. We wasn't coming as a tag team. We wasn't coming as a panel. I was interviewing him to give us to paint a picture on what the conscious community looked like when it was born out of Dr. Jeffries and Phil Valentine and all of those elders. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. However, the show went so good, it ultimately developed into, by the third show, we were planning to do a podcast. You follow what I'm saying? But initially, It was only the interview. And in hindsight, I look back and I'm like, dang, he was right there.
Yeah, matter of fact, I got a picture.
Somebody say you didn't say no. Listen,
I got an image of Polight when he first came into the. Matter of fact, I'm about to go to it now. Let's screenshot it right now.
Anybody that don't believe that it was an interview, go to the first. Matter of fact, I took it down because I didn't want to give him the publicity. The first time he was on my show, it was an interview type show. The second time, it was more modified into a podcast, into a panel type show. And after that, that's what it was modified in. But the first time, it was like an interview type show. The first time he came on the show, I got the text and everything. It was never meant to be a co-host type show.
And she explained when he first came around, he was skinny. They was frail. They, you know what I mean? They was pretty much working for money in the bookstores, what she explained. And if you look at this photo, look how, I mean, not to make fun of the malnourished guy. I mean, look how skinny he look. He looks starving. And look who you see right there behind his back. Minister Inky. You see what I'm saying? Look at this. This is one of the first little lectures he did when he first came into the community. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we know Polight obviously is up to no good. And obviously it's almost like the conscious community Epstein case. You know, you got this guy getting brought down for these heinous charges, and then you got people pointing the finger, and other guys is getting brought out for their mess as well. So yeah, man, that shit crazy, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We got 523 in here, man. We rocking out still. Y'all know I usually don't do the late night bills, man. I just had to do one for y'all. It's been some time. Hey, drop some fire emojis in the chat. Oh, yeah, that hairline was crazy. Talk about, can you hear me, brother? Let me make sure this brother's still with us. I think he might be with the little one over there. Shout out to Tahaka Bay to come building on the channel, man. Like I said, we can't wait to see this next interview. We want all the scoop. You know what I'm saying? We need a drop on all these flexing guys, these flexing niggas, as you should say. I got a drop on these flexing niggas. And these guys are for sure flexing. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like the brother, let me see if we can fix your mic. Hold on. Mic set.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you good now. You good.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you good. You know how this StreamYard shit is, man. And kick them off. He'll probably come back on. But if you don't, man, I appreciate him for coming through anyways, man. That was dope. Hey, so y'all heard it here, man. The exclusive, man. Hey, the sister's not telling no lies. The brother King Simon obviously is involved more than what you think. I want to finish the rest of the interview so y'all can hear the dialogue. I'm not for sure if he's going to come back on or not, but if not, we're going to get right back to this dialogue. This is fire. Shout out to Taka Bay, though. Real talk. I told y'all in the chat, dude was like, he going to flag your video. Man, me and Tahaka Bay go back. Like, for real, we go back. Like, y'all don't even know. Like, we still got hangout chats. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to sit down and chill, G. Y'all rookies out here. Y'all don't educate the people. Y'all not out here making nothing happen. Y'all don't nobody know you in your communities. Come on, man. Shout out to Tahaka Bay. The link, if you need the link, just type in the chat, brother. Let's go.
No one came to your aid.
They didn't care because it was all about money to them. All they cared about was how much money they could make off the next person that they could make Jesus Christ so they could rip off and scam the black community. That's all they cared about. That's all they cared about. Y'all literally plucked this boy from nowhere. Y'all plucked him from nowhere.
I said they literally plugged him from nowhere. You hear that?
Everything about your story screams that you were victimized and no one came to your aid.
They didn't care because it was all about money to them. All they cared about was how much money they could make off the next.
All right, Tahaka Bay, it's all good. I appreciate you, bro. Just let me know if you want to come back. Just say you back in the chat, bro.
Next person that they could make Jesus Christ so they could rip off and scam the black community. That's all they cared about. That's all they cared about. Y'all literally plucked this boy from nowhere. Y'all plucked him from nowhere. Y'all don't know who he was or anything like that.
Hey, Tahaka Bay, while you at it, big bro, share the live stream while you at it, man. Share it on your social medias, man. Share it on your YouTube, big bro. Support the channel. Shout out to everybody, man. Hey, y'all go subscribe to Boys World TV, man. Shout out to Tahaka Bay. I can't wait to hear this second interview, y'all. Let's get it.
Like that. Sakina, you and Sakina literally riled up together and y'all helped to push him on a platform.
She ain't lying. Let's see what she said.
Where? Y'all plucked him from nowhere. Y'all don't know who he was or anything like that. Sakina, you and Sakina literally riled up together and y'all helped to push him on a platform. YouTube.
I don't know Sakina. I don't know Sakina.
Let her finish.
You know Sakina. You know the whole community knows Sakina. Patricia.
Hey, you remember you see how he just said he didn't know Sakina? But if you remember earlier in the video, he said, "Oh no, that ain't Sakina. Sakina want her money, her damn self." You know what I'm saying? He just lied. He knows Sakina.
Let her finish.
You know Sakina. You know and y'all helped to push
Listen, I'm just telling you, point out the contradictions, y'all.
him on a platform. YouTube.
I don't know Sakina. I don't know Sakina.
Let her finish.
You know Sakina. You know the whole community knows Sakina. Patricia Lewis. The whole community knows her. My uncle Obar was another one that sat there and supported that shit, and he was one of the people that told me to drop the charges against Polight. Why? Because y'all all had a plan to make money, and that was it. And I was a liability because I was in y'all's way, and that's how I see it. As an adult now, trust me, the picture's clear now.
How old were you in 2007? My math's not that good.
And that, sheesh, I was in my 20s.
Okay, and when you're talking about, because I wanted, Sinetta was he wanted to represent that he wasn't there during that time, and I was trying to my best. But now that you're here, you're able to do it. I was trying to do my best and say Sinetta was not there in that era.
Hey, I want to make sure that y'all can hear everything loud and clear. So if you can hear everything, make sure y'all drop some fire emojis and some ones in the chat. Ones for if you can hear, fire emojis for if you can see. So let's get it, y'all. It's your brother, Operational Power. Let's go.
Present that he wasn't there during that time.
And this is Dr. York's daughter. And King Simon been throwing her up under the bus, taking up for Polight the whole time. And she's coming to speak her piece and to call these frauds out. Let's go.
And I was trying to my best, but now that you're here, you're able to do it. I was trying to do my best and say Sinetta was not there in that era, but as the time progressed, he was aware, according to you, and he just turned a blind eye because he wanted to make money off of the young phenom potential to make money also. And that's what I tried to clarify. But now that you're here, what do you have to add to saying that Sinetta also was a part of the advancing of Brother Polight?
He definitely was a part of the advancing of him. I'm not sure how long he'd known him. He hasn't known him from the beginning. King Simon was the one that was originally the person that pushed him up on the platform with my uncle and Patricia Lewis, Sakina. You know, they were the three people that originally did it. Now, in regards to Sinetta, when he was pushing Polight on the platform, my younger brother, Moody, came to him plenty of times and said, you need to hear my sister's side of the story, rather y'all keep idolizing and worshiping this man who's ripping off the community. But these people literally swept it under the rug. My mother personally, and even the night, that day that we did that interview that you had a class with Dr. Sabi, me, my mother, and my brother all came to that class to talk to you. But instead, you wanted to act like a celebrity that day and act like you didn't know us. You told us, I will talk to y'all, and you never spoke to us. You never spoke
because I was busy. I'm busy.
Look how he's talking to her. You can tell he's mad as hell. He is upset with her.
You told us I will talk to y'all, and you never spoke to us. You never spoke
because to us. I was busy. I'm busy having Sabi's business.
We're supposed to be your spiritual family, no matter what. Y'all have
busy.
Y'all have no loyalty. Y'all have no loyalty. There's no loyalty amongst any thieves. That's something I realized in life as I got older. You get what I'm saying? Y'all have no loyalty. That's the reality of it. You know, we really were trying to talk to you about something that was very serious.
May I speak? Okay.
Well, he mad. Look, he really don't like her. He mad. And it's showing now. It's soaking through his pores. Let's just be real.
I wasn't finished. I was not finished. Okay. When I'm finished. Like I said, we were trying to speak to you about something that was very important in regards to the shooting, and you literally disregarded us. Now, go ahead. You can continue.
If you came to Dr. Sabi's lecture that him and I produced, Dr. Sabi and I produced this lecture. I was busy all through that day, period. All through it. Now, y'all could have called me and we would have met somewhere and sat and talked about it, but not at a Dr. Sabi event. It was packed. You was there. It was at the church.
That's the point. If a child is in danger and she feared for her life, the only way I'm going to talk to y'all is if it's in a packed room full of other evidence, other people to see if anything happened. The reality of it is, if this man included...
Yeah, so if Polight that's at your event is a criminal and a crime and fraud, why not tell everybody so everybody there can witness it? You want to talk to her in private to suppress it and sweep it under the rug. And like the brother Taco Bay just said, that's going to come out in later interviews and conversations. All right, so y'all just stay tuned, y'all.
And Polight was still at the location. You know what I'm saying? If I feared for my life, the only way I'm gonna come around is if I got a whole bunch of people to watch and see what the hell going on. Because at this point, I don't trust nobody. And
think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying.
I can't even trust my own uncle. I can't trust my own aunt.
Can't even trust your own spiritual uncle. Man, these spiritual uncles ain't shit. Come forward with your street uncle, Big Al Power.
Trust my own brother, my own sister. Are you serious? Y'all ignored me. Y'all just ignored me. To me, and even if I would have died that day, y'all wouldn't have cared at all. Y'all wouldn't have cared, and I know y'all wouldn't have cared.
Yo, Natural, you fuck with that hairline on that Polight picture. You know you fuck with that.
And I'm clear on that. I'm very clear.
You talking die at what day? When that shooting took place?
Yeah, when Polight tried to kill me that day. Yes.
Again, in 2007, I know nothing about that. Knew nothing about it.
You know, you knew about it. Y'all all
why you gonna try to throw me? I was busy in the reggae world doing my thing and doing promotion. How would I know anything about what's going on in that community? After I left that community in '88, I had nothing really to do with that, other than your mother making clothes for me. Your mother made clothes for me for my reggae. She knew I was a reggae artist. I was doing reggae music. So I wasn't part of that community over there. I don't know none of that stuff until, like I said in the text that I sent you, and I made sure I sent you, it was bits and...
She said she didn't know. He said he didn't know, but Polight, Taco Bay said, didn't Polight tell you? He said, yeah. So he lying again. But he already said it. Polight told you.
Pieces, and Polight said his story. I only got bits and pieces. This is the most I got from you in conversation over the phone or in my face.
Hear her, and you never thought to say to yourself, let me hear what Khair had to say. Because I knew her since she was a child. You didn't care to say, let me hear what she had to say.
You was 24 when that happened with you and Polight, right? Was it right? Now, and you just said you came to me at a packed place with 500 people with Dr. Sabi to come talk to me when your mother has my number and you can get my number and we could talk privately without Polight and nobody, and then I could find out more. You could have called me.
Hollywood
but it's the drama that you like. You like drama, and that's cool. You can like drama all you want.
Well, he mad. He mad as hell, y'all. Drop some fire emojis in the chat, man. We're gonna keep this thing going. Let's turn up.
Hold up, sister.
We're gonna keep it cracking, man. I see y'all in the chat. We got 508 in here. Hey, I'm gonna need the 510 people that's in this live stream. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. Excuse me, my voice is going out. But I'm gonna need y'all to run and hit that like button real quick. Just thumb up the video. Appreciate you.
But her life was attempted to be taken. I don't think that's like a drama. I mean,
I'm talking about hold on, Tarak. I'm talking about her coming to a big event that me and Sabi produced.
Right.
Sabi and I produced that event. I was busy handling his products. I was handling the door. I was handling everything in there. Everything.
Let me ask you this, King Simon. Was you a true?
But when if that's your people, you got love for these people. When something heinous or harmful has happened, you're supposed to drop what you're doing. How can you even be cool with Polight talking about her real uncle after Polight and some people just try to kill her and her brother? How can you even still be cool with him? that let me know fraud stuff was going on still.
Spiritual uncle, or was that just a Titus?
Damn, he ain't even her spiritual uncle no more.
But I mean,
no, I'm talking about. Hold on, Tarak. I'm talking about her coming to a big event that me and Sabi produced.
Right.
Sabi and I produced that.
Yeah, he's victim shaming. That's exactly what it is. Damn, I couldn't even figure out the damn words. But you're right, that's victim shaming. He's doing
event. I was busy handling his products. I was handling the door. I was handling everything in there. Everything.
Let me ask you this, King Simon. If
you want to listen to the full video in totality, Ronald Gilmore, I appreciate you for tapping in. But nigga, this is the recap, nigga. This is you know what I mean? Me moderating and commentating and adding my commentary to the video. If you want to go watch the full video, go to Moore's World TV.
You are a true spiritual uncle, or was that just a title that was given with no substance? Because if you are a true spiritual uncle, everything should stop.
That's a title she threw out there just last week, just on your interview. We've been friends. I've been a friend with her mother for years, and everybody in the community is considered a protector of those people. Remember, she was born in '83. I joined the community.
He's leading. He know everything about her. Trust me. They was real close, and he didn't help her in time.
Hold up, Brother Simon. Earlier you did say that, yes, I was her spiritual uncle because I've known her since she was a baby.
Because
But yeah, he animated because he's lying and he mad. He's very animated and he lying and mad. Look at him.
Hold up, Brother Simon.
Look at all this move he doing
earlier
now.
You did say that, yes, I was her spiritual uncle because I've known her since she was a baby.
Because I know as a child.
So that's what I'm asking. So that's what I'm asking you, not what she said. I'm asking you, was that
now he's saying he ain't her spiritual uncle? That's how mad he is. He saying he ain't her spiritual uncle no more. That's how mad he is. He is upset.
A title with some essence and principle, or was it a title of no substance? Because if it's a title of with essence and principle, it just seemed logical that if she shows up at an event with 1 million people, she deserved the attention because she's been victimized and she wants some answers, whether it's a year later, 2 years later, or 3 years later. You know what I'm saying?
It's a title with substance because every brother in that community can be considered a spiritual uncle. People like Wali could have been a spiritual uncle. People like Suleiman could have been a spiritual uncle. Who they were, because they all seen this girl come into this realm. Now, coming at an event like that without even contacting me first to say, can I speak?
Hold on, Sister Uman, let her speak. Give her a minute to speak, and then I'm gonna let you speak. And Sinetta just came in the building. I don't want to turn this into No. I just don't want to turn this into a circus. So we're gonna have to respect
Danny Boney. What up, Brody? Appreciate you for tapping in.
I'm telling you now. Everybody know that I'm for the person that was victimized, and I think you would agree that she was victimized. However, I'm not going to be biased and lose perspective of the role you may have played in this relationship. You know what I'm saying? But the perspective is that if you are her spiritual uncle, and it's a title of substance, no matter what's going on, I would say that you respond. But that's me, and I get it. You're a businessman. You know what I mean? You got to pay your bills. I get that part too. But so
right, I feel you. Let her speak. Y'all niggas been speaking for years. I mean, I know Tiger Bay doing this commentary, and you got to respect the platform. But hey, let sis go in on this guy. King Simon nervous.
Let
Hold on. Like I said, at Sabi's lecture, they could have called me before that lecture happened. Could have called me after. We could have set that up. I got no problem setting up meetings and talking to people. Got no problems to find out what's the truth about what's going on. Because I didn't.
Y'all niggas got spiritual uncles out there, man. And y'all spiritual uncles ain't shit.
Get all it. Like I said, I've been getting bits and pieces all this time up to this day. I'm still getting bits and pieces. Right. What's up?
Now, sister Uma York, we got Sinetta in the building. I'm gonna let you flow real quick, and then I'm gonna open it to Sinetta, and then hopefully we can close out with some closure right here. That will be nice.
You know, the more I look at it, to be honest with you, the whole organization from Ansar, Allah, you know, down to the Nubians, everybody got something to hide, whether they were touching on children or grooming children to be touched on. Or
look, he got mad when she said something about the Ansar Allah because that's who he used to be with.
From Ansar, Allah, you know.
Look at him, he mad as hell right there. He ain't like that.
With some closure right here, that will be nice.
You know, the more I look at it, to be honest with you, the whole organization from Ansar, Allah, you know, down to the Nubians, everybody got something to hide, whether they were touching on children or grooming children to be touched on or anything like that, you know. And I feel like that's the thing. Y'all wanna tear me down no matter what. But you know what? This story right here, or just me talking about, is gonna pull out a whole bunch of people out the woodwork. So trust and believe you me, King Simon. If you touch somebody, they probably gonna come out of the woodwork too. So.
I never did that, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I never did that in my life. Never did that in my life.
Somebody in the chat says,
damn, she said King Simon, if you touch somebody, it's gonna come out too.
It's gonna pull out a whole bunch of people out the woodwork. So trust and believe you me, King Simon. If you touch somebody, they probably gonna come out of the woodwork too. So.
I never.
Damn.
I did that, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I never did that in my life. Never did that in my life.
Somebody in the chat says she is still hurting, but she can only blame Polight, not others. In fact, I've talked to Uma York, and she don't pull no punches. She calls the whole community out. You just heard her for the last 10 minutes. I've talked to her for hours on end, and she don't pull no punches. She haven't even she don't cover for her father. She states what the law said about her father. She does it, but you don't know her. So now those in the comment section.
Hey, if y'all new to the channel, man, thumb up the video and hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. It's your brother, Aboriginal Power. Peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. Let's get it.
That make these comments, you have to get to know her and hear her full story, which I heard a good portion of it. But even she said to me, she's like, that ain't nothing.
It's not.
That's nothing. Let me bring Sinetta in. Sinetta, are you there?
Please, you hear me?
Yeah, where you at? I can't see you.
Because I ain't got my camera on right now.
Why not?
Because I don't want to, brother. I'm laying in the bed relaxing, brother.
You know the rules. You have the rules that you put your camera on.
Yeah, but I'm laying in the bed relaxing right now, brother.
But I told you earlier though.
Right. But listen, I'm only gonna be here for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. And that's all I need. First of all, I want to say, to the sister, I never met the sister. I don't know who she's talking about. I was nowhere around at that time dealing with Polight. I never knew Polight. Polight was too scared to come to 125th Street at that time. So I never met him. I've always been doing my own thing. And when the sister say her brother came to me, I don't remember that too. I don't remember that at all. And he came to me and said, what? I'm too busy out there doing my thing, working, teaching, helping the community on that street with the bullhorn. So I don't know nothing about that. At this time, there was no YouTube. I was on the street. It was nothing about making money. I was on the street selling my own DVD. So I'm just tired of people keep throwing my name in crazy stuff, man. I never met this sister. So I don't know what she's talking about.
And hold up, Sister Uma York. I want to bring clarity. What she's saying is that once Polight was elevated, that you may have heard the story that Polight attempted to kill the sister, or there was a shooting or something, and it was.
I never heard that story till this day.
Okay, I got it.
Now, I did hear a story about Polight having some beef with the son of Dr. York, but I never knew nothing about this sister until you interviewed them. Never.
Right.
People just turning the stories around, Lord. So good.
But what's up, sister? You know me? You know me?
And there's no telling.
Hold up.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know me, sis?
No, I don't know you.
You ever spoke to me?
Nope, never spoke to you.
But you ever see your brother speak to me?
I never seen my brother. I seen one of my.
All right, then. So why are you saying I'm telling a story? I don't even know you.
No. See, you're not listening to what I said. What I said is these stories are being twisted around. For all I know, Polight could have told you that you know, he had beef with my brother. But then
okay, I see what you're saying.
The problem was with me. He shot my brother because like I explained to Tahaka earlier, the lights was out in Bushwick Avenue because I refused to continue paying these bills with these people squatting on the property. So the lights was out. And when they asked me to come downstairs to do this meeting that never happened, you know, my brother went downstairs because it was the night of the Eid, and he ended up getting shot twice in the head. You know what I'm saying? So these people are twisting the stories around here and there, and they doing whatever they're doing for their convenience. That's really what's going on here.
So let me wow, that's crazy. See, I never even heard that before, for real.
I'm in. Sanetta. Polight takes this story to DJ Vlad. And before he even elevated to the DJ Vlad level, you're saying you never heard this story before?
I never heard this.
You heard Sanetta lying. Taka Bay already said he lying.
And before he even elevated to the DJ Vlad level, you're saying you never heard this story before?
I never heard this story.
It was so easy for him to flow off his tongue with DJ Vlad.
All right, hold on. Listen for a minute. Hold on, King Simon.
I want Sanetta.
Let me try to explain something to you, Tahaka.
No, go ahead. The floor is yours. I'm only asking the question.
Okay, well, let me answer the question. See, you are the one that's really interested in Polight. I never watch Polight on video. Never. I never watched none of his videos.
That's not the question, because I'm not.
Well, I'm answering. You said he was on Vlad. I know he was on Vlad, but I never watched him.
No, it's the
principle.
Principally understand what I'm saying. Not that you watch him. It's the point that he told the story so fluently on Vlad. King Simon said that he told the story many times. So I'm asking that, have you, although King Simon said he told the story many times, he told the story on Vlad, I'm saying that you never heard the story.
But I'm trying to tell you, my brother, listen to me clearly.
You good.
I have never heard Polight talk about the sister. I heard Polight shooting Dr. York's
sister on her phone right now talking to her brother. The sister on the phone right now talking to her brother. And Polight and Sanetta is lying, y'all. I'm gonna try to drop some fire emojis in the chat if y'all believe Sanetta is lying. While y'all at it, run over there and thumb up the video, man. Let's try to get 450 likes in the building. Only way I can do that unless y'all do it. So appreciate y'all if y'all gonna help me out. Let's get them 450 likes in the building.
About the sister. I heard Polight shooting Dr. York's son. That's all I heard. They got into a scuffle, and that's the part I heard. Maybe he ain't want me to hear the other part about the sister. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know nothing about that until like just now, brother.
Yeah. Right. If you see how small my brother is, there was no scuffle. He literally just shot at my brother. My brother, up until this day, this man looks like a non-threatful person to anybody that sees him.
And let me say this to Sanetta. Sanetta, I think I've said quite a few times that you wasn't even fitting in that era right there during that time. I said this yesterday. I said it today, and I said the sister said, I believe Sanetta knows, and I underscored it that I believe Sanetta knew because people may have reached out to him, but he continued to still try to advance Polight.
Right. Now let me tell you this, brother.
So that's what
let me say this, because a lot of people get a lot of stuff twisted.
Right.
When you say I tried to advance Polight, I never tried to advance Polight. King Simon broke it down so beautiful. Polight advanced himself. Polight was more interested.
You see how they always big up Polight? He advanced himself to molesting a child. That's advancement, Sanetta.
In making his own move. Y'all keep making it look like me and Polight were partners. No, I was the man on the 125th.
You already said that y'all was business partners. He wanted $10,000 on a debate. You said instead of giving you $10,000, how about we go in and split the profits on all the debates? I got the video. We just played that.
street who everybody came to see to get they shit video. Sorry for cursing. To get documented, to get footage.
And he's globally said, I made you Polight. Correct.
And that's what I was. I never hung out with Polight. I never went in the airplane with Polight. We never got in the airplane together. We never.
Hey, let's try to get 600 people in here to expose this conscious community frauds. And King Simon be cheesing, and he behind it all. He's sweating, he mad now. Let's try to get 600 people in here. I'm gonna need y'all to share this. I'm gonna need all y'all to share this on all your social media outlets, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I don't care. Just share it.
We ain't do none of that.
Well, hold up,
so a lot of people is mixing up a lot of crazy stuff right now.
Hey,
they would come to me to get filmed, like Dr. Umar, like everybody else.
Let me play the angel's advocate. You say you was never partnered with Polight, but you know to just be open. You did mention that y'all partnered up with business and Polight robbed you. So
okay, that is a fact, and everybody knew that. I said that. I don't make them.
So that means that y'all was business partners.
Robbed you. So
okay, that is a fact, and everybody knew that. I said that.
Business and Polight to just be open.
Say it again. He just denied it. These guys will be double talking, contradicting in the same sentence.
Open. You did mention that y'all partnered up with business and Polight robbed you. So
okay, that is a fact, and everybody knew that. I said that. I don't make no mistake about that.
No. So what I'm saying, that brother Sanetta, that if you never partner and you never was anything with Polight, but you've been into a business relationship, I think what this sister is saying, that everybody tried to help advance Polight so they can set the stage in order to grab the bag.
Okay.
That's I don't know what right wrong, but I think that's the position.
I don't know.
I think Sanetta.
Yeah, somebody hacked my Instagram account, my Uma York Instagram account, and they're begging people for money.
So, that's the one that somebody sent something from your Instagram account about Bitcoin.
Yeah, somebody hacked my account.
Sent me something, yeah.
Yeah, and anybody that knows me know I'm not a vagabond. I ain't asking nobody.
So let me let Sanetta continue to represent his position, because I want to make sure that we do like Fox News, fair and balanced.
Why are you saying Fox? Don't even say Fox.
That was just a joke. Yeah, since Uma York, I think I need to get Sanetta a little bit more time though. So we can.
I want to mention something before you do so, though.
Okay,
I want to mention, because I just got off the phone with my brother, and what he said was he said specifically it was Simon that he spoke to, and that he spoke to Simon about the situation. He said I thought it was. He said I got the name mixed up. He said, but it's not Cyanetta. He said it's just that Cyanetta.
Thank you.
Damn, Simon said he never knew, and then she said she just got off the phone with her brother. And it was Simon that he spoke to, not Cyanetta.
Thank you, sis.
A lot and stuff like that. So it wasn't Cyanetta. It was King Simon that he said he mentioned it to over and over to, and Simon did nothing about it.
So let me say that. Cyanetta.
Yeah.
Oh, now somebody told you about it. He said, yeah, he mentioned it. Look.
He did nothing about it.
So let me say that.
He said, yeah, he mentioned it. See, they just lie in the same sentence. Caught him, just busted. Yep, your ass is busted, sir. You want to be invited to a barbecue? Yep, your ass is barbecued.
Like that. So it wasn't Cyanetta. It was King Simon that he said he mentioned it to over and over to, and Simon did nothing about it.
So let me say that. Cyanetta.
Yeah.
Just like I told you on the phone, I say, hold up a second. We don't need to jump to conclusion. We're gonna be responsible and we're gonna be respectable with another. And there it go.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate that, sister, for
I apologize.
Now you got to hit the cash app. Now I'm playing.
Matter of fact, y'all do though. Make sure y'all support. Real shit. It's ticking across the screen.
All right, that's all I wanted to say, man.
But Sanetta, I thank you for coming on. You're very brave to come on the best and toughest, largest channel in conscious community media. Right?
No, I think this is the weakest channel for me. The toughest is Sarnetta Studios. Everybody's scared of that. You still hurt for me beating up the boss. You still hurt for this.
Y'all can't help yourself, man. Y'all can't help yourself.
Peace, everybody, peace, man.
But no, I do appreciate, and I don't care what anybody say about how me and Sarnetta go back and forth, and 1 minute we talk, 1 minute we don't. I don't even really care about none of that, because at the end of the day,
look at him. Somebody sent him another text, and he's about to use a whole talking point. So watch. As soon as he see him put his phone down, he gonna have a whole talking point. You feel me? Let's go.
If one will respect me and they will redeem themselves from the disrespect, I can't do nothing but accept it as a man, and I don't have to say nothing else to him. And I can still hold the disrespect, and when I see him, put the big hand on him. I ain't got to tell everybody that on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But I still want to have a conversation that can bring some healing forth. Bring forth some healing. And that's what I want to do. So let me yield the floor back to Uma York. Uma York, here you go. You said that everybody, and you made a blanket statement that everybody in the community were aware of the child molestation and the young people being pregnant by the older men. And
that's a fact.
And with King Simon, with the history of the community, I asked him, was he aware of any of that? He said no. By the time that Nuwapian came in effect, he was off doing his reggae thing. But are you of the thought that even brothers like King Simon was aware of these crazy acts?
They had to be aware. I mean, I had sisters that were as young as 12 years old that had babies, so that's gotten pregnant. And that was during Ansar Law community days. There was...
and you was an Ansar Law, King Simon.
There were young girls that were running away during Ansar Law community days at the ages of 14 and 15 years old. So they're totally aware of whatever was happening. And I'm sure a lot of other people were aware of it as well. And the reality of it is the Nuwabian nation still harbors these pedophiles. And that's a fact. A lot of people are aware of it. They could try to brush it up under the rug all they want. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to start adding up people's kids' ages, and you start looking at their ages of what they are right now. It doesn't take, trust me, I did the math myself on plenty of people, and I'm not going to say no names because, once again, these people are in my family, so let
me underscore that. I told people when they was trying to say, well, what about
where my money? Your mama had. Get out of my chat, sucker.
Family, what about this? I said the sister don't hold back, but y'all haven't heard the story yet. The sister don't hold back. So, and she just said, and Simon, as I told you earlier, that she mentions everything. I
know Uma says what she means and mean what she says. And like I said, I respect that.
And I know it's other sides that's good. Let me say this to Sister Uma. I told Sister Uma today, I say, sis, there are going to be other sides that's going to come out and they're going to want to respond. And
these people have been harassing me my entire life. I don't care.
Also, what you said to me is like, this is my story. It is what it is. I'm just going to tell it how it is.
Can I ask Uma a question? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have I ever harassed you?
Have you ever harassed me?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, no, you've never harassed me, but you didn't protect me as my quote unquote spiritual uncle. Yeah. You didn't even care to hear my story. So that's just as bad. You literally highlighted this person that traumatized me. So you just as bad as the person committing the crime to me.
Like I said, and before you came on, your uncle co-signed him and a reverend co-signed him in 2009. That's why he was put on Sadie's stage. Yeah, that's why he helped promote me. He helped promote the event also. He put in that type of work. That's what I respected.
No, he loved Polight. He never talked bad about Polight. You won't never hear him.
For him. That's all I respected of him and his family. That's all I respected of that much of his family.
Yeah, so you basically did it off the strength of my uncle, not my father, huh?
No. It's two elders that came to me to put him on.
I don't know the other elder. We speaking about my uncle.
Your father, I don't know what his relationship was with Polight at all.
He didn't have a relationship with Polight at all. He don't know him.
Now, according to Polight, and he has written books and have your father's handwriting in the book that he has been writing him, your father. That's according to Polight, not me.
I've been telling people for years that people have been Adobe Photoshopping picture letters and all of this stuff for years. You think people have been creating their own letters for years saying my father said. My father, when you look up his court case, he cannot conduct any business at all. So that means that anything being said after he was locked up is null and void.
Now, I don't know none of that.
But this is a fact. All you have to do is research in the FBI database. Call the prison where he's at, because I was calling them all the time.
Okay.
So people were making shit up. Sister Sakina making shit up. My father told us the last words my father said to people was, leave Bushwick alone. And the first thing them people did was come run and storm the Bushwick. And the reason why he said leave Bushwick alone, because I was there. But nobody cared about that. All y'all did was come and attack his child. That's it. And my father been trying to protect me ever since my sister shipped me off in the middle of the night.
That's something else that's between them and the family. That's a lot of stuff going on with that family.
Years later, she apologized to me like as if I was supposed to just, accept that apology after going through the foster care system, running from home to home. A child is not going to forget about something like that.
Well, let me do this, Sister Uma York. We have discussed that. Remember when I said maybe Thursday, if you're ready, we do an interview. Would you like to come back and start from the beginning and talk to the people tomorrow?
Tomorrow, whoa.
well, sleep on it, sis. Sleep on it, sis.
It's a lot. I didn't even. No, because
no, it's good. Let me say this. I want to thank, because I got to wrap. I want to thank King Simon. I think King Simon is very courageous to come and answer some of these things. Listen, at the end of the day, we all looking for closure and we all looking for healing. Let's be for real. And I don't care what spectators say. I think anybody that's my true audience of Moorish World TV, we always looking to expose the predator. We always looking to expose the scammer. But ultimately, in exposing anybody, we also looking for healing. Now, I don't see where healing can't be met right in this situation, but maybe not right now. And I'm talking about between you and Simon, Brother Simon, King Simon. However, I don't see, I don't see it's as unreachable. You know what I'm saying? But what I would like to do, I would like to invite you back if you feel up to it. And I tell people what I've heard speaking to Uma York, as I told her today, it will save many, many, many lives, because her experience is the way she tells the story. It paints a picture. It paints a picture where if one looking, they will be able to look at it as if they looking in the mirror and able to take the proper actions and move forward, or move whatever you call move forward, whether with the authority. Because Uma had mentioned to me that they had been groomed. People like, well, where's the police? Where's the police? She said they have been groomed not to talk to the police. So these people that's saying that, why don't you go to the police? Why don't you go to the police? Well, the police got involved, but they were ultimately groomed not to deal with the police. And you would have to be in that type of environment to understand. So you can't blame sis.
Yeah, if the police came down on us when we was in the Ansars, then there would be a captain that will confront the police officers and deal with what was going on in the community. If police was called, I do remember that from back in the 80s.
Right.
I remember that.
And I also
You know,
like
I got called all kinds of snitches and stuff like that just for even calling the cops for Polight while my brother was leaking
Well,
on the
Simon
goddamn
got
floor. So
exposed. Now he
excuse my
calmed
language.
down.
You know, so people attack me consistently just for even calling ambulance, police, just to have that going on in the house. Now, you know, and even my own brothers and sisters, down to my own family. You know what I'm saying? I've been harassed throughout my entire family with this situation.
I'm gonna end the video right there. If y'all want to go catch the full thing, go to Moore's World TV. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, can't wait to get the exclusive. We'll get in a couple of days, man. Y'all already heard it here, man. King Simon guilty. We're gonna hear the rest of these guys that's guilty. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for tapping out, for tapping in with the brother Big Al Power, man. You know how we rocking it. My voice is about gone, y'all. So I can't talk with my enthusiasm like I need. But listen, drop some fire emojis in the chat. If you're new to this YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button, and don't forget the notification bell. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you support the channel. The link is going across the screen. All one word, support the channel. Yeah, this community has never been a good community. That's why we are here, the Aboriginal community. You understand me? Shout out to Tahaka Bay, man, for the fire video and content. Definitely looking forward to the next one. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Can we get 500 likes before we go? Hell, we got 388. Can we get up to 450? That's all I ask. 450 before y'all go. All I need is to get 450 likes. Y'all can do that. It's free. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not an open panel, but I'll smoke your game right quick. Hold on. Get on here. The Hood Dr. Boom. Why you say Killer Priest? They don't want no smoke neither. That dude, man, Kelpra was in my comments after my live stream earlier, talking about I'm just spitting fooderish, divider, and if I want smoke, let them know. Nigga, I'm ready for smoke anytime. I'm 9-0 when it comes to this debates.
What's going on, man? Can you put the picture of you with the RPG, the red, black, green up, bro?
Hell yeah, I got it. It's on Instagram somewhere.
Look, that shit made me proud. I seen that. I said, I know this nigga didn't just come out just being. He was a Pan-African.
Hey, listen. Let's be real. I was, and listen, them days, man. I look back and I reminisce on them days. I used to sleep so good at night and be tired, exhausted, like could barely move, body sore from lying to my fucking self about being an African. I try to convince me and everybody else around me that I was an African, and it exhausted me to death. But yeah, man, I like to memorialize those what I've been through and how I've grown because I've studied Africa, I've studied all about it and everything else. Hood nigga Doom, what's going on? I can barely hear you. Can you speak up? Can you speak up?
All right, mic check.
Let me mute the mic for a second.
Mic check.
I can hear you now. Peace and blessings.
Yeah, peace and blessings, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you give me the floor, I'll talk about that Killer Priest shit because I feel like you can handle that shit a little different. You heard?
Yeah, how should I handle it?
The nigga asks you how the natives pronounce the motherfucking temples in their own language. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't know the answer. I don't think anybody know the motherfucking answer except the niggas that live there.
Well, I couldn't think of the actual wording right then and there, because I don't speak the language. But and I went on my computer, but I had the sources. They got two different terms. It's called. One of them is called Kavecas, which is the Nahuatl Mayan language, and the other one is Castellos. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but it's some sort in that pronunciation. I got all the literature on it, and that's what these indigenous people would have called.
You that nigga then, man. You doing good research. Why don't you fuck with A1 of niggas, man?
Say what?
I said you that nigga for doing your research. What happened to you fucking with A1?
Hey, what my brother, but I know who this is on this line too, man. He's a funny dude, bro. He's a funny dude, man. Good to see you around. 777.
Shit. I gotta go, yo. You wrong.
Yo, this nigga's a troll, G. You see how he did after I said 777? That's a code word for his name. He knows that I know who he is now. See, I can do that with people. I know a lot of these trolls in the chat. I just don't call them out. I be doing a lot of these niggas is trolling me. And y'all don't even know who he is because he don't even come around too often. I know who he is. He don't come around too often. And I can tell by certain questions that he asked too. That was funny as hell.
Yo, I'm just here ordering some food, bro. I ain't leave or nothing like that.
Nah, I know you ain't leave, man. I know you ain't leave. You ain't going nowhere, G.
That's crazy. I be on this motherfucker all the time, man.
I know, man. And you just keep bumping your head against the wall. It's like you blind. It's like you're not even asleep. You just blind.
Yeah, bro. Man. I come back, man. I try to see. Look, I'm telling you, when I seen that RBG shirt, bro, and you know, what's the name? He posted it, and I seen that. I say, oh man, it's hope, man. It's hope. That's the thing, bro. We can get you back on the other side, man. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is come back, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we can take all the other brothers. You know, everybody ain't lost. We can take all of them with us, man. You know what I'm saying?
King Cass. No offense, bro. Either you out of your cotton picking mind or you smoking dick with the testicles attached. So you was on something else, is what I'm saying. So listen, G, that Pan-African shit is dude. I'm not knocking anyone's ideology. I'm not here to shit on anybody. That's not the flow. Y'all been around since 1920 and haven't produced anything for Black Americans to progress or any economic stability. So now, since the Aboriginal community has been around since the 2000s, we are going to progress within double the time, triple the time, and show you a solution, an outcome, and why also giving you your true history and heritage. So this is what we doing here.
But look, bro, if you know why the reason why the Pan-African thing didn't you say produce anything or whatever, because the FBI and the CIA and Aboriginals in America, when we talk about W.E.B. Du Bois and them that work for the FBI and CIA, came and sabotaged people like Garvey and, you know, Patrice Lumumba getting killed, Malcolm getting killed. You know,
well,
all
you said they was working with the government as if Garvey was not working with the government. As a matter of fact, Garvey was working. As a matter of fact, Garvey had international immunity based off of things going on with him snitching on certain things that was going on in Jamaica, causing him to be kicked out of Jamaica. Right, causing him to be kicked out of there due to certain reasons. He made an alliance with the government. This is how he was able to market himself. media and having the publicity that he did with the white man pushing him, with being best friends with the American guy who played a direct impact to detrimental and harming our people. We better know him as Walter Plecker. He got pictures with Walter Plecker. This guy also, it's like this. It's just like you guys now, man. Marcus Garvey is all of you Pan Africans together. All you guys together create Marcus Garvey. And I'm going to tell you why. Because all you guys say is we from Africa, let's go back to Africa, and you never do.
Plenty of people that went back to Africa. Ghana is the spot, and they're doing the dual citizenship over here. You know, and I told you my uncle went back over there, got his dual citizenship over here.
W.E.B. Du Bois was not an Aboriginal, bro. He had a Jewish, white, European daddy, bro. He was not an Aboriginal, so you don't get up here. He was a Becky with the good hair, bro. He was an early day Matt Barnes, bro. He was not an Aboriginal, bro.
He was an early day anchor baby. He was just born in America. That doesn't make him an Aboriginal of American. So during this feat, you have
wasn't from Africa. He was anti-African, like what you guys are today, man.
He was a Jew, bro. His father was a French Jew, bro.
Okay, his father. It's a bunch of people.
That's why he first being pronounced Du Bois. Because he wanted to hide the Dubois in the pronunciation. He wanted it to be pronunciated Du Bois, so he can just sound like one of Du Bois.
He's not an Aboriginal. See, y'all do stuff. Y'all do stuff to see fit to kind of keep y'all, philosophy and everything together. Now you deny
his genealogy is public, bro. His genealogy is public. It says explicitly where his mother and father are from. They're proud,
bro. He's American, man. He's an American. He's African American.
He's not American Indian. I'm glad you made that distinction. So that he's more like an ADOS.
Maybe. But y'all not American Indian either. But y'all claiming it. It's cool.
That might be your delusion. But I mean, that's fine. You're entitled to your delusion, bro. But your delusion doesn't debunk my paperwork, bro.
Like you said,
it doesn't debunk my dead presidents, bro. Like your money,
like you said, King Cass. Hold on,
like your money.
Yeah, like you said, King Cass, Pan-Africanism been around since 1920. And yet you don't have anything to lean on when it comes to Pan-African community, social building, or economic stability, nor do any black person that was allegedly thriving for. So what I'm
you don't even know what the president was signing back in those days. What executive what bills was on the books?
I'm telling you is, why get with an organization that's been constantly corrupted with FBI agents, COINTELPRO, and whatever allegiance of corruption and deception to manipulate our people that's inactive now, is still part of your so-called quote-unquote black, pro-black, RBG, blackity black programs? Why would we even want to get with something that has already obviously been rooted and constantly displayed with corruption and has been agents infiltrating it? Now, you can't tell me an agent that came through I can tell you an agent that came through the Aboriginal community.
Because y'all, the agenda. Y'all agenda, they support y'all agenda.
Fuck out of here, and we don't allow them to fuck up other people. So,
like, y'all support the agenda. Y'all not trying to go over there and ruin all America's. They got over there mining and getting cobalt and all this stuff over there. Y'all not about to go over there and disrupt and fuck that up. You know what I'm saying? That's why they don't want
that over here too, bro. They're doing it over here on our land that we can actually do something about.
Bro, but they got shit heavy. One thing, I'm a jeweler. Most of my stones are coming out of Africa, bro. Off of the
bro.
What is it? The Zambian belt, bro.
Nothing's coming from Africa. I got the book.
I'm buying this. I buy the stones. Y'all can't tell me where I'm getting the stones. The Indians
Bro,
who are cutting it,
own
they're
your
getting
jewelry
it from the
store, bro?
mines and
Them
everything.
Africans selling your ass fake ass rocks,
Bro,
nigga. Them
I
shit's
can
cheap
tell you
rocks.
about the
You
jewelry
ain't getting
industry,
some
bro.
American stones, nigga.
My people's
I can
on
see
the
videos.
first and only Aboriginal black owned jewelry store in the state of Kansas. Now, when you want to look up that research, then you'll find. So, I mean, I know about that. What you're
Hey,
talking about,
listen
bro.
though, but listen though, King Cass, y'all act like I'm unopposed to you guys building and helping Africa and wanting to go over there and create infrastructure for the majority of blacks that agree with that. I'm not opposed to that. As a matter of a fact, I'm willing to help as an Aboriginal help you get you back to Africa. Not on a slave ship like y'all came. I'm even willing to get you a fucking cruise ship so y'all can have fun on the way to Africa. But it will be a contract and agreement signed once leaving this land. Okay? So I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm actually with you on that.
Bro.
Is that what you're trying to do? Because if that's something
what
you
made
do,
you what
maybe
made
I
you
can
turn
rally around with some other pro-black guys, and if we can get at least 5,000 people that's ready to go to Africa now, we'll donate and fund the ride as the Aboriginal.
we also was setting up the Republic. I was a part of the Republic of New Africa.
No. The Republic of New Africa is about to get attacked by all the Aboriginal confederacies. They gotta go. Okay, and plus, we're really least of their worries because they're on the terrorist watch list by Europeans. That's really one of the biggest threats to most of us. And now, since you guys of the Republic of Africa is on the BIE list, Black Identity Extremist list, then you guys have a lot more to worry about.
Along with the Moors are on there too.
Well,
remember that?
We ain't got nothing to do with that. You're talking Aboriginal power, brother. So, like I said, again, your ass is on the terrorist watch list.
The Aboriginals don't need to be on there because y'all work with their agenda. And the Aboriginal movement might have been set up by the CIA and FBI.
Like I said, you're on the BIE list, brother. So you got a lot more to worry about. You might want to be trying to hightail it to Africa. And you got a guy here that's an honest guy who has a nice following, and we can raise the right amount of money within a reasonable amount of time to get all 5,000 of you guys back to Africa. And we will do it annually. Every year as the Aboriginal community, we will throw a parade, raise money and festival to take 5,000 Africans back to Africa on a cruise ship, never to come back to America again. Are you guys with that?
Yeah, I gotta come with us because those Native Americans.
No. You can't. This is where you go wrong. See, there you go encroaching on something that you shouldn't encroach on. I'm not opposed to your ideology, as you should not be opposed to mine. If I'm not willing to go, you should not force one to go. Just because you was forced. Just because your people was forced on the boat don't mean you're gonna force my people on the boat. So we just trying to get you back to your place, brother.
Marcus Garvey said all y'all can go, man. No, and that's the thing. You haven't been. You gotta go. You go to Africa,
not going because I'm not from there. I don't wish to go. I don't plan to go. I don't want to go. And I'm not never going to go.
Take a tour.
That's why you're not fit to debate any Pan-African, right? You know what? And I'm not dissing you.
Y'all can't tell us about no
anything about Africa.
Listen. This the thing. Hold on, Chief Johnny. All right. This the thing. None of you Pan-Africans are qualified to debate me because you never been to the sites that we're talking about. You don't know about the Aboriginal history. Y'all claim it's new, so how can you be indulged and dealt with something that's relatively new when you're totally indoctrinated off of Afro-centered ideology? You have no room, or you have not experienced any other understandings of science, and this is what the Greeks would call pseudo. So when you, as an ignorant person that hasn't indulged in other science, run into other science, you wouldn't understand it. They will call that science that they don't understand pseudo. And if you go to the Greek word, that's exactly what you did.
Bro, Sarasu and Seti, Ashwa Quasi, all them cats, man, they done been down to
Sarasu Seti openly said.
Ashwa Quasi been down there when you
Sarasu
bro.
Seti openly said on live, and I quote, "I see some G's in here. I know y'all snoring coke. I do it too. God damn it." This is a quote from Seti. So you're taking information from someone who's openly talking about being on cocaine, right? To be your historical analyst and historian and scientist as well. That's where you become.
I can't do what he.
And this
I can't say what he do on his personal time, bro.
But listen, this explains the faultiness in your information and your understanding because you are getting it from an illusion, right? You're getting it from intoxicated understanding. So what you regurgitate is an intoxicated form of history, and I'm able to see that.
No, I wasn't talking the Aboriginal thing until Malachi York came out, had them feathers on. He had that Moorish chick with him that was teaching him stuff. That's when y'all start talking all the Mongoloid thing. Before that, people weren't
talking African American until Jesse Jackson.
From Malachi York, bro.
We wasn't talking African American until Jesse Jackson.
That word was used before Jesse Jackson.
We wasn't talking pro-black going back to Africa. We wasn't talking pro-black going back to Africa before Garvey. So what the fuck is your point? It's always been new structure.
Bro, before Garvey, it was slavery. What you talking about?
No, it wasn't. It was black people owning most of their business and got swindled out of their land doing to sharecropping. Are you not familiar with your own history, sir? I think you might need to do some research.
Well, there's black people that had their businesses now, but
go talk to your grandparents.
What plantation is your family from?
Most of the people was in slavery. I know my folks from the South. My folks from Georgia.
No, not folks from the South.
From Geneva, Georgia.
King Cass, it tickles me how belligerent you sound when it comes to this information. Might I say that you really sound real, and this is no disrespect. Ignorant is the actual term, meaning not knowing. You're really ignorant to the information, and you kind of are what we would call rebel to new information. And I understand when one's become emotionally attached to a particular set of information, right? Even though it's not your information and then it's not right, you're emotionally attached to it. So when one critiques or debunks or criticizes it, you become emotional personally. And as I see is that this has played and it became a parasite to your understanding. So you cannot even acknowledge any African in your lineage. You don't know any Africans, but at the same time, you don't have any indigenous Aboriginal blood inside of you.
Oh no, we can't find one Aboriginal indigenous person in my family, bro.
We can't find the manifest or the ships that you came on. So, bro, you must say they just like came. They must have they just made y'all up or just like
you the test tube.
Y'all whatever. Just y'all.
No.
Bro, y'all be sitting there talking about Native Americans
was swamp people. What y'all talking about? You basically saying your people was like swamp people or something.
No, people came from Africa, brother. That's where they came from. They brought
Michael Butler hit the link, and I'll let King Cass slide because I know he's never on a computer and he never screen share, and I'm just beating him up right now. But if you coming on, let's hope that you have some information because we're gonna debunk your little fable real quick.
Let me say this: when I DM Ad Power all this information, don't read it. You don't look at it.
If I go to my DM right now, I guarantee it's not loaded up with no information.
Can't help it, bro. Y'all can't explain what voodoo, candomblé, Santeria, Winti, Obia, and all these other Afro-Caribbean traditions come from. And why
they not practicing it, bro? They did all that.
What are you talking about?
Why they not practicing it? Why they not? Why Africa?
It's one of the largest traditions in the country right now.
They over there getting their ass whooped with whips like the stories that they fake and told over here. That's what's crazy, nigga. They showing y'all what the Kincaid's over there, bro, because they ain't whooped a motherfucker over here, bro.
They ain't whooping Cubans with whips and they practice their shit.
They ain't talking about Cubans.
They ain't whooping Brazilians with whips and they practice their stuff.
We don't quit trying to join other people to your party, bro.
Exactly.
Stand
You
on
can't.
Africa,
You
defend
know,
Africa with
claim you a
African
Native
facts.
American. Claim all
Hey,
the
hold on,
American.
No,
hold
I'm
on,
American
Don't
Indian,
pick and
bro.
choose.
hold
Oh,
on.
I'm a nigga from
No,
Mississippi.
no.
Hey,
You're
hold
an
on,
African.
hold
You
You
on.
pick
got
and
this
choose. You want to pick and
Morocco
choose your
or
debate because you can't.
Zimbabwe, Eritrea.
Hey, I can't talk over y'all niggas. My voice is gone, y'all. So I just gotta, I just have to mute niggas. I apologize. I don't mean no disrespect. I just can't talk over y'all. But listen though, G.
Can I say something real quick?
Hey, go ahead, brother. Yeah, cause we about to get ready to wrap it up. I was actually about to come to you right now. We got the
Okay,
brother.
first of all, salute everybody in the chat. This is the second time me coming on. I came on last time. I spoke, I think, a little bit about Tariq Nasheed. But what I wanted to say is that my great aunt is Mom's Mabley, right? And she's documented as the granddaughter of a runaway slave, right? That's already documented, right? So I haven't really gone past that because I know I can be traced right to that, right to her. And my question is, can you support both? Can you be one and support the other one? Can you be Pan support Ab, or can you be Ab support Pan?
Hell no, because Pan African is being global and going and fighting for Africa. I'm not fighting just for Africa. I'm fighting for America. And it's black people in America that's fucked up.
So you're saying you don't have the schedule, or I'm just saying not you specifically. I'm not saying but a person. You're saying
Yeah, like
you
no,
got to
I'm
put
not
your
saying
energy.
I'm not opposed to anyone going to Africa and fight for those people. I'm just saying my mission statement and my main focus is to work on my people here.
Okay,
And,
so all right. Well,
and the people that have suffered from birthright theft for 3 or 4 generations of birthright theft, which a lot of the world that come over here, for refuge, they don't even know about that story or that scenario or that timeline. And you know what I'm saying, things like that. So when he say specifically over here, it means the ones that have suffered from birthright theft.
Hey, can I
What's
ask
the
you?
origin of Santeria, Chief Jonesy?
Shout out the Paradox. Shout out the Paradox Bullet. Hey,
Let
listen.
me ask you a question. Didn't you say I don't know 100%, but wasn't you in support of Tariq Nasheed?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in support of Tariq Nasheed for certain ideologies that he have. Yes.
Okay. Today I just dropped a video. He kept the money, or he didn't get the museum.
Yeah, Tariq a hustler. He full pseudo, man.
I just dropped a video today. He didn't get the museum on Crenshaw, but he got the money.
Is Nasheed an Aboriginal name?
It's an Arabic name.
I yield.
Yeah, but a lot of people got Arabic names like Ali Muhammad, like Dawood. It's a lot
But
of
I'm
people.
talking about, so he's he's like an offshoot of the conscious community, is what not, you know what I'm saying? He tries to make a little separation, but them it's kind of like his homeboys, I think, on the, on the low, you just got to talk shit about
A
him.
lot of you guys come from backgrounds just much like Tyreek or much like a Phil Valentine. You see what I'm saying? It was something that sparked in y'all that understood and where y'all got to where y'all are today.
The problem that I also see is that I'm gonna sit back and see, and I'm not saying you, I'm gonna sit back and see who holds him accountable. And this is what this is a problem. What I see is that don't nobody hold these dudes accountable. When you like somebody, they shit get swept under the rug. Because when I came on there last time, right, I said it before. In the last 2 months, I did a little bit over 2 months. I did 293 videos. 250 of them was because I was in a barber shop and I heard that he was about to collect money from black people for the museum in California. And I came to I saw him in a video with a Spanish girl, Puerto Rican girl named Jessica Garcia. And I know she was on a couple of shows, banging. But anyway, I seen that. And I seen him smash on Tommy with that little small trophy when he caught Tommy at Vlad's studio and was giving him the Coon Award. Right after
I watch all his videos when he going in on foreigners.
Okay. So right after I saw that video, I woke up and I'm like, something, even though I know this nigga, right? Because I've been knowing that nigga for 20 years. Even though he's been crafty and doing all this stuff, it really, the little change he owed me for rapping on his album is really nothing. What really bothered me was watching a 6'5", 240-pound dude want to just try and bully women. You know what I'm saying? So I went and I started going in on him. And it turned out that the museum came to play like within 2 days. That's when he did the animated, the virtual museum and all of that stuff there. And a lot of people sat back and went to bat for him. Why you coming after a brother? And even when I came on your show, you said you fuck with him. And if you fuck with him and you watch all the videos, there's no way in the world that he was not supposed to deliver
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't fuck with him to the point where I'm in support of him. Like I said, I like him for certain talking points, especially dealing with foreigners.
But what I'm saying is that
whether he, you know what I mean?
But this is what I was saying. You just told a brother that was on here, right? That old boy was underneath the influence of cocaine, right? So his shit is washed. His shit is washed, right? So if this nigga's not about it, I'm just saying, if a nigga's a grifter, then his information is washed. Why?
I've been telling niggas his information whack on history. His information so whack on history. It's booty. I'm talking about Tyree Nasheed history. Yeah. His shit is dookie. But when it comes to these foreigners, he be 100% right.
That's right where his line.
He get to going in on these foreigners. That nigga 100% right.
Listen, I lived in New York. I grew up in New York. He grew up out here. I mean, if you really want to get a cold experience on foreigners and how they feel about you and how segregated New York.
I'll be in New York all the time. I live in Philly. So
you're in Philly too. You know what I'm talking about. You already know. The whites stay with the whites and the blacks unless you happen to be right from that building. If there's a white boy right in that
New York different than Philly because there's so many different black foreigners walking amongst portraying as Black Americans.
Right.
And then not only that, you got your set of Spanish groups, your Dominicans, your Puerto Ricans, your Cubans, and all kind of other shit.
I don't feel no way about it. I don't feel no way about it today, but every group made me feel slighted growing up. Everyone looked at me crazy. I'm talking about, I don't care if it was the Chinese dude at the dry cleaners or the pizza shop or the bodega or the Jamaicans that just put the Jamaican store in.
Narrative, you know what I'm saying? They was already taught a certain narrative, especially their parents. If their parents was like them immigrants, they was getting the little orientation upon coming over here, getting the little visa or the little, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So they kind of get, because my uncle dated one of them foreigners, and she straight up told my uncle, she was like, you know what I'm saying, they tell us, you know what I'm saying, when we come and apply and end up getting confirmed or whatever and going through the process, they tell them not to fool with us. They already give them a narrative. They give them the same shit to be on the
One of the problems that I had growing up, I mean, from looking at it from a youngster outside, is that the foreigners was able to come and understand the business game. They were able to throw up stores, and it seemed like they wouldn't hire us or they wouldn't tell us.
Our federal government has daggum treaties with their countries and foreign aid to these countries. So when they send their immigrants over, that's like a business transaction. And so that goes on different kind of books. You know what I'm saying? You go to different
a lot of these
categories.
groups was working directly with the government, doing particular jobs, wiping out Black Americans. You know, you had the whole shower posse movement. You know what they was directly funded by the goddamn government. You got several shit going on.
All the money that they talk about in the pipeline, even though they wasn't gonna get finished.
Might I say, Busta Rhymes need to stop that line ass shit talking about goddamn hip hop started with Jamaica. Look.
I'm from. Listen, hold up. I'm glad you just said that before you get off the phone. I'm from South Bronx. I'm 54. Jamaicans ain't starting no hip hop, no shape or form.
I'm from down south. Okay. So you got niggas like Pig Meat Mark, Cool, the Japa Twins in Georgia, goddamn Memphis rapping in the 50s. You had James Brown rapping in the goddamn 60s. I mean, come on, we can keep going on and on with the goddamn rap. You feel me? So
they talking about in the hip hop version of how it is now. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the same. Even
then, it wasn't Jamaicans. Cool Herc just played.
No, of course not.
He just played other people's Black Americans raps. You see what I'm saying?
I was down south fucking with ADE and them and Luke Skywalker. I was down in Florida, Mississippi, and Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stationed in Pascagoula.
Yeah, Mr. Biggs.
Yes, sir. 80,
Muffle
yeah,
Mouth, all them rappers.
MC Shy D, platinum artist before people even knew he was platinum. Yeah, I was down here.
But what I was gonna say, family, is like them Arabs and stuff, bro. They're giving them grants. You know what I'm saying? Because they come over with like national status connected to their nation, and since their nation got trees and doing business with this United States, you know what I'm saying? They come over here with certain perks and incentives, and you know what I'm saying, to start the business, get the perk. They get them loopholes. You know what I'm saying? They already set up to get the loopholes when they make that little voyage. You know what I'm saying? So they made their voyage a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, that's why you rarely see homeless Arabs in Afghanistan.
You don't never,
because they get funding. They got credit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, bro. And what they don't know is that's on our back. You see what I'm saying? Y'all's credit, y'all's foreign aid to y'all's whole entire country.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Y'all like the little grant program that come through, we fund that.
Now look at this. And now bet your ass won't get no funding, no aid, no credit, no nothing. If you go to Afghanistan, if you go to India, if you go to Africa, if you go to China, if you go to any fucking where else in the world.
Can I say something about that? Can I say something about that real quick? Let me just not that nobody don't know, but if you know, let it go in one ear out the other. See, it's not that they necessarily get credit. It's the fact that in America, as a citizen, you have to agree. Your parents have to sign your birth certificate. Your birth certificate is on treasury paper. Your account number is your social security number. So we're all accounts. You are part of the corporation of America, as well as the United States of America. Now, let me go from here. When you come over here as a foreigner at 50 years old or 40 years old, you don't have no activity with the social security number because you're not born here. So you come here at 40 years old with zero credit and cash because these guys come with cash. So if you have $20,000 and you're 40 years old and you have zero credit, I mean, you don't have no bad credit, you can get a business. By the time, I'm talking to a degree, by the time you're an American, you've had all kinds of interactions on your credit to where you should either worked and scored a higher number.
That's actually a hustle to the American citizens over here with the Social Security number and stuff like that. Because that's on the GMEIutility.org. When it's 100,000 daggum businesses and corporations and daggum trust accounts in your own specific little Social Security number that you think is so dear and private to you.
I gotta get the hell out of here, man. I'm tired.
Man, so it's a grind and hustle.
I'm about to be snoring on y'all motherfuckers, G.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, 777, hit me up, G. Take it easy.
All right. Well, love y'all. Yeah. Good night, man. Niggas ain't talking about shit anyway. Good night.
That's your man.
That nigga's a troll, G. Don't worry about it.
I know I'm not. You know I'll beat any nigga that come on this panel any day. I wanted to smack a boy up. The boy that was on just now, because he talked about leukemia, voodoo. You know, in Haiti, he was practicing leukemia, which is older than that shit. He talked about keeping Pan-African, which was created by Edward Belmont. You know what I'm saying? And when he practiced Zionism, I wanted to smack the shit out of him, but you already beat his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know that. Hey, listen, y'all, let's be real. Y'all never see me do bills past 10 o'clock because I go to sleep at 10 o'clock every night, y'all. So I actually gave y'all some extra time. I fuck with y'all tonight. I just want to make it clear. My bedtime is at 10, and I'll be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, every morning. So listen, I just gave y'all a late night bill because I normally don't do those. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I did a late night bill, so I thought I'd give y'all one. Oh, y'all open the live page and finish. Yeah, it's finished, bro. It's over with. I need y'all to hit the like button, support the channel, share this on all your social media outlets. I appreciate y'all. Good night, y'all.
Peace to God.
Yeah, for real, for sure. Hey, but listen, and I know I sound sleepy, but really, it's my voice is gone. So we turned up in the A all weekend. My big brother Trey Ali came out and rocked the city, man. It was dope. We'll be back out there again. We're gonna have more artists. It's gonna be even later. Let's get it, man. It's gonna be a movie, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a movie. So, hey, if you're new to this YouTube channel, hey, this your brother Aboriginal Power, peace and blessings. Hit the subscribe button for you, Dale. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. For my regulars, you already know how we end this. Flood the chat out with some fire emojis. Everybody drop fire emojis in the chat. And I'm going to play this little jammy jam before we get out of here, man. You already know.
Realize, freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize, freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Realize, yeah. Slavery was a long time ago, how? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the sun, y'all don't compare to us. Pale face people, this ain't y'all area.
Ain't y'all area.
Talking about America, pale face people, this ain't y'all area. Even if the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sparing. You got white privilege, so you don't need sparing. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe it. Colonized ain't heard, they ain't never leave here. Indians ain't got all
so we here.
You ain't got a lot, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still can't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians, niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, white guys so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. They got don't speak truth, that's alright. First lady 16, 19 was all white. 1200 with no continent, all white.
Shout out to my big brother, Lil Yo. It's good to see you out here, bro. Peace and love, bro.
And the new kick out voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they for another shit get steeper. Rights don't know where rights come from either. I'm Aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us and our land, that's evil. Being colonized right now, black people. Prisoner of war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privileges real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Then lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us the Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin color look just like a penny. Wanted our land and you call it a stingy. Ain't no Democrats that together pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, but you can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a back, you don't want that in us. George Washington is the ninth president. Look it up. United States only 10 square blocks. Look it up. White people really the minorities. Look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities. Look it up. You want me to say stop governing me? Gave me a strong man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon killers still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I stated. Please still oppress, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History is his story. History is his story.
Wow.
History,
Yo, this you, bro? This you rapping?
It's his story.
Yeah, man.
This shit hard, my nigga.
Nah, I'm just playing. Shout out to my brother Threads. Shout out to my brother Threads 3000. He another brother in the community, man. He dropping the science. He fire, man. Yeah, shout out to him, Trey Ali, King Azir. I might as well start me an Aboriginal rap label, man. Just go and take this shit on the road and hit out, you know what I mean? Make this shit global. You feel me? So shout out to them, man. Peace and blessings to y'all, man. I'm gone, man. Get the fuck out of here. All right, Dirty, man. I'll see you later, G.